loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Bottom line, if you want to lose weight, go to riduzone.com. That's RIDU zone.com. Riduzone has helped countless people lose weight, and they can help you too by boosting your metabolism and making you feel a little bit fuller naturally. Riduzone.com.
Former Democratic National Committee member told Politico on Monday that he will become National Senior Advisor to the Draft Beto campaign. That sounds like a horrible beer, probably a Pilsner.
The Defenders with Stephen Airy, tonight at 9.
Mojo 50.
Mojo 50. Join or die. You're entering the marketplace of liberty. The conservative cartel starts right now. And now, here's your host, Matt Locke.
Well, it's the start of Mojo Con 2019, and the Mojo 50 Freedom Dojo has been invaded. Ron, do we have the shot of the big room out there yet? Oh, there's nobody out there. Okay, so they all went to have a smoke or an orgy, or they're tired. They've all been in here for the last 5 hours. They've run out of steam, and I've kicked them out of the studio. Welcome into the Conservative Cartel. My name's Matt Locke, your host. It's Thursday. I'm gonna say things here today. It's amazing. I've got some guests coming in. I know I'm gonna have Just Peachy on in hour 2. We're gonna talk a few things here from off track. Hopefully Stephen Airy. He's on his way from the airport from Defenders Live. I'm going to try to get him in here in hour 3. It's really weird not seeing that vanity TV on, which is kind of funny because Ron's got a El Jefe ran, El Jefe Wonky Eye Phillips ran an HDMI cable, some audio, and whatnot out to the great room of our studios so that our Jackhole Nation could see, watch, and hear this show. And we've got so many cords at the door, we can hardly get the studio door shut. It's fantastic. It's Thursday. Lots going on. Welcome into the show. For those of you who are watching over at Facebook at the Conservative Cartel or Mojo 50 Radio, if you're over on Twitter, I'm at the Cartel Matt. It's also my handle on Instagram. And you can watch live over at mojo50.com, mojo50.com. I'm enjoying my APR coffee. DM couldn't be here, but we have a bunch of American Pride Roasters coffee. Thank you, DM. And Raider says vodka's on the way, so I can put that in my coffee if I'd like. I'm not going to this morning. I have important stuff to cover. This is an important show. So strap in, get ready. 3 hours of fantastic only I can bring to you. Tomorrow's beer for brunch. No, you call it tomorrow. We are going to end up having somewhere in the vicinity, I'm told, around 60 jackholes in the studio tomorrow. So you call it is going to be in studio. We're not going to open the phone lines tomorrow, just so you know. You'll be able to comment as you always do on MeWe. I'm at Matlock over there. Or you can be on Twitter or wherever you find this. But get over to AmericanPrideRoasters.com, the official coffee of Mojo 50 Radio. I'm drinking some Cartel Bold, I believe. Somebody keeps making coffee. We're through about 8 pots right now. Best coffee that's ever touched your lips, by the way. So APR Coffee, American Pride Roasters, the official coffee of Mojo 50 Radio. Make sure you get over there and order you some today. So, sitting there last night, watching all of the video clips of Attorney General William Barr up at the Senate Judiciary Committee. And I have to tell you, after watching this nonsense play out, after covering this story for the past 22 months, I've come to one singular conclusion. Thank you, DM. the Democratic Party had pushed all of their chips into the middle of the table with special counsel Mueller. I've said this on the show before, and I'm going to say it again now. The left believed that Mueller was going to walk Trump and his family out of the White House in handcuffs. They believed it. They know. I want you to think back. The left knows the antics, the illegalities, all of the shenanigans that they have pulled to try to pull off this ruse. Because that's what it is. It is a ruse, a falsity, a fallacy. La La Land. Do-do-do, get the clown cars. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It is all for show. And the Democrats were up on Capitol Hill yesterday, and the only thing that struck me, because we know that you guys that listen to the conservative cartel, who are listening to Mojo 50 radio, who are getting the truth, you know what really is going on. So what is happening here is the Democratic Party is playing to their idiots. They're useful idiots because they think we're stupid. And now you've got Nancy Pelosi out there. Well, the baseless attack on the AG is reckless and irresponsible and false after she put her dentures in. The left knows what they're doing. The left is playing circus. They're playing TV. They're playing narrative to their useful idiot following. The people that swallow this stuff hook, line, and sinker and don't do any research to see what is actually happening. Are you into the #1 tequila? God. Pickled squirrel sitting in the control room. I'm sitting there looking at her, and I just saw her tweet. It's good stuff. Raiders got another bottle coming. It's like liquid gold. We drink it a lot. I hate to admit that, but it's really good. If you put it in your APR coffee, a little better too. So, as I was saying, this whole deal, this whole production, it's like a Hollywood docu miniseries. The left has nothing. And you can tell in the desperation of the liberals sitting on the Senate Judiciary Committee, they have nothing. I'm going to get to some clips here. I want to play you a clip from Ted Cruz yesterday. This was fantastic. I laughed because this pretty much sums up the entire day yesterday. Let me pull this up here. Let me get this clip going. Let me make sure, mute it. Okay. Get it where I need to be. Let's turn my computer on to make sure we've got sound. Here we go. Ted Cruz talking to William Barr yesterday. Listen to this.
The principal attack that Democratic senators have marshaled upon you concerns this March 27th letter from Robert Mueller. And it's an attack that I want people to understand just how revealing it is. If this is their whole argument, they ain't got nothing. So their argument is as follows, and let me see if I understand it correctly. You initially, when you received the Mueller report, released to Congress and the public a 4-page summary of the conclusions. Then on March 27th, Mr. Mueller asked you to release an additional 19 pages, the introduction and summary that he had drafted. And indeed, in the letter, what he says is, quote, I am requesting that you provide these materials to Congress and authorize their public release at this time. And the reason he says it is that to fully capture the context, nature, and substance of the office's work and conclusion. So you did not release those 19 pages at that time. Instead, a couple of weeks later, you released 448 pages, the entire report, which includes those 19 pages. Do I have that timeline correct?
That's right.
So their entire argument is, General Barr, you suppressed the 19 pages that are entirely public, that we have, that we can read, that they know every word of it, and their complaint is it was delayed a few weeks. And that was because of your decision not to release the report piecemeal, but rather to release those 19 pages along with the entire 448 pages produced by the special counsel.
Yes.
If that is their argument, I have to say that is an exceptionally weak argument. Because if you're hiding something, I'll tell you right now, General Barr, you're doing a very lousy job of hiding it. Because the thing that they're suggesting you hid, you released to Congress and the American people. And so if anyone wants to know what's in those 19 pages that are being so...
All right, I gotta get rid of that. And that's the clip. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Ted Cruz, senator from the great state of Texas, lays it out there pretty clearly. General Barr, the Democrat Party says you are hiding information, because this is really what the left is saying. The Mueller report is hiding information, and William Barr cherry-picked his summary to make it sound good to the media. Now, I want you to think about that statement for 1 second, because we're going to get back to that statement. Because this is an important statement, because there's a letter. There's supposedly a letter that Robert Mueller wrote, which he didn't. It was by his aides or by his underlings or the attorneys that work for him. But supposedly there is a letter complaining about the tone and the way that the information was presented to the media. Since when did facts have to be presented for anything other than they are? Is there a certain way to present the facts? Now, I'm going to go back to my original thoughts when I started the program, when I'm talking about this. The left has pushed all their chips into the middle. You're in a poker game. You're in a high-stakes poker game, because we've got collusion. We've got obstruction. We've got spying from the left. We've got all of the things that the Democratic Party said that the Republicans did in Donald Trump. We've got that on their side. We've got proof of that on their side. So the left knows this. They're privy to the information. They understand that they're about ready to be in hot water. So they have pushed all their chips into the middle with Robert Mueller, hoping and praying, as I told you before, that they would lead Donald Trump out of the White House in handcuffs for a crime that was not committed. We can look back and we know that the Russians started tampering with our election back in 2014. Who was the president in 2014? Wasn't Donald Trump. I'll give you a hint. It wasn't Donald J. Trump. This started way before Donald Trump. The left knows it. You and I know it because you listen to this program. You know who doesn't know it? The useful idiots that follow the Democratic left. So the Democrat left went out yesterday and put on a production to give sound bites into the mainstream media that would help carry their water. Now, there is another clip that is just absolutely crazy, off the charts, ridiculous, that I'm going to see if I can't find here. Mazie Hirano. And then I've got one from Da Nang, Richard Da Nang here coming. Let me see if I can find both of these. Here's the one from Dick. This is kind of funny. Hold on here. I got to pause it, turn the volume back on. Boom. Here we go. This is Da Nang, Dick Blumenthal. Listen to this.
Did you make a memorandum of your conversation?
Huh?
Did you make a memorandum?
No, I didn't.
Or did anyone?
Hold on. Did you make a memorandum? What do we know about memorandums? Jim Comey, former FBI director, started making memorandums once Trump got into office. You notice we don't have any Obama memorandums. But he wants to know if Barr made any memorandums. Listen to this.
What?
Did anyone, either you or anyone on your staff, memorialize your conversation with Robert Mueller?
Yes.
They took notes.
Who did that?
There were notes taken of the call.
May we have those notes?
No.
No.
Why not?
Why should you have them?
Why should you have them? Exactly! You know everything that is in the Mueller report, and you won't read it. So today, I had to giggle. I'm watching Fox News this morning. I'm doing some show prep. I'm sitting there. And of course, what is the main theme of today? If you've looked at any news today, what's the theme? Barr must go. Barr must go. He's perjured himself. He's whatever. Turn that down here to make sure that's not catching anything. But Barr, must go. He is a convenient tool for Trump. They're scared of him. But you know what the media says today? Barr is he's terrified to show up. Terrified to show up to the hearing in the House today. What in the hell is that noise? Why do I keep hearing that? I've got everything shut down. Is your phone going off in there, Pickled? Is that your phone? Why am I hearing noises?
It's probably because I'm doing some shares. Do you have Dropbox on your machine?
Yeah, I'll pause it.
Yep.
There it is. Okay. Paused. Like, why do I keep hearing that? Okay, got it. The left wants to tell you that that Barr is terrified. That he won't show up. Still hearing it. All right, let's do this. Let's I don't know why I'm hearing noises in my headphones. I hope they're not. Are you hearing it? Just I got disturb off. That's really weird. Okay, no problem. Here, let's do this. I paused it. I've got it. I got one more clip I want to play here in the next segment, so we'll get this all right. But there's a letter. I'm going to get to this letter in the second segment here because I want to go through it because supposedly Mueller, after all this was said and done, after 22 months of doing your job, this is what he was supposed to be doing. He was supposed to be investigating what happened with Trump-Russia collusion. He was supposed to be looking into it. He was supposed to be digging. He was supposed to be the one that did all this work. So when it came out and when the Attorney General summarized his findings, it wasn't the bombshell the left wanted. Wasn't accurate. Wasn't what we thought. So now, what is the left telling you? The talking points for today, and anywhere you go, Barr must step down. Barr's unqualified. He's carrying the president's water. He's a tool for the presidency. No one I want you to think about something here for a second. I want you to think of an instance here. Can you imagine that George W. Bush spied, and I said spied because they talked about that yesterday too. Well, did you really mean spied? What other word would you like to use a different word? No, I meant spying. It's the best word for the definition of what I'm telling you happened. Well, are you sure you want to use? Yes, I would like to use spying. You have any better word? It was so funny. So, they're saying that Barr's terrified. He is whacking these people upside the head saying, you guys are stupid. And literally, that's what he might as well pulled his Peter out, put it on the table and said, let's go. I'm ready. Because I got a bigger dick than you, and I'm going to show you here in a minute. And he did. And then he slapped him around with it a little bit, just for fun. And now the left knows they got their asses handed to them in this deal. So they're spin. There's some stuff on Kamala Harris. Oh, Kamala Harris, when she was so... You notice all of the names coming out this morning? Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar. Can anybody tell me what those three have in common? They needed some FaceTime on a camera because they're running for president. They had to look good. Cory had to have his Spartacus 2.0 moment. These people are a bunch of panty wastes. They're not worth throwing in the garbage can. And they didn't ask questions. They got up there in their little soapboxes and told us how fantastic they were and how awful William Barr was. Can you imagine? I want you to think about this for 1 second. Can you imagine George W. Bush spying on the Obama campaign? Can you imagine having a special counsel going through 22 months of the Obama presidency trying to hang Obama with collusion, obstruction, or whatnot? And can you imagine the coverage that would come out of this deal if this were Loretta Lynch being questioned by Republicans? It would be all over mainstream media. Oh, did you see that nasty Ted Cruz? Oh my God, there should be lawsuits. He hurt his vagina. It can't be right. Did you see what he did? You don't talk to the Attorney General that way. There's no respect. Then I'll be crazy. But what did they do to Barr yesterday? What did the left do to William Barr yesterday? They ran his good name through the mud. I don't care if you like Barr or not. William Barr has zero to do with what Robert Mueller wrote in his report. I mean, these are the facts. William Barr didn't write that report. William Barr didn't have 2,800 subpoenas. William Barr didn't have 500 witnesses. Mueller did. And in all of that, Mueller didn't have the effing balls to bring forth any criminal referrals. So there obviously weren't any. That's the only conclusion you can draw from this madness. But yet, what does the left do? They have to make it a shit show. It's literally what they have to do. They have to cover up because they know they're in the wrong. They know that their tail's in a ringer. They know that they've been illegal, doing illegal things, pushing illegality. They're the ones that were colluding and obstructing justice. They are. Now, on the other side, we've got a special conservative cartel honoring our heroes. I don't think I've ever done this before. We're going to honor someone other than a man or woman in uniform. And I'm going to get to that story here at the bottom of the hour, so stick around. But head over to thegunbox.com, newest advertiser on the conservative cartel, thegunbox.com. You have firearms? Sure you do. You have kids running around the house? You want to keep those firearms locked up, keep them safe, keep them out of the hands of your children so that they don't accidentally go off, as everybody says a gun does, which it doesn't. A gun never accidentally goes off. You got to pull the trigger. But if you want to lock up your gun, you want a really good-looking single gun safe, head over to thegunbox.com. Thegunbox.com. They've got the Echo, which is the small travel size gun box. It will hold most compact firearms, handguns. It's TSA approved. RFID remote, so either a card, a ring, or your fingerprint, biometrical, or a code. We'll open that up. You can have it, the 2.0, it's the bigger one, will hold most full-size handguns. So you got the Echo, you got the 2.0. They're amazing. They're good to look at. They're technically savvy. You have an app that goes with it. But it'll keep your guns out of the hands of your children, keep them locked up. And if for any reason you got to use that gun to protect your home, you can get to it very quickly. Thegunbox.com. They also have an SK1 tactical stand. You can put a tactical shotgun in. It's got wireless Bluetooth speakers, so you have a little surround sound in there. You know, it's a fantastic product. What I want you to do for me today, head over to thegunbox.com. Check out their website. Browse it, look at it. You can buy the Echo, you can buy the 2.0, you can buy the SK1, you can finance them. They got a way to do that. But if you use Mojo 50, you'll get 10% off over $159, anything over $159. Mojo 50 get you 10% off anything over $159. Head over to thegunbox.com right now. Do it now. Check it out. Show them some love. All right, on the other side, we're going to honor our heroes. And we're going to get to this article from Sarah A. Carter. We're going to talk about William Barr a little bit more. So make sure you stick around. Go get your APR coffee. The Conservative Cartel. Be right back.
I'm Mike Opelka from PureOpelka.com. Here's your 2-minute drill for Joe Biden announcement day. And really, it's Groundhog Day again, as Joe Biden has once again thrown his hat into the ring to try and make himself president of the United States of America.
I believe history will look back on 4 years of this president and all he embraces as an aberrant moment in time. But if we give Donald Trump 8 years in the White House, he will forever and fundamentally alter the character of this nation.
I think that's kind of interesting terminology, because didn't Barack Obama say that he was going to fundamentally transform the United States of America, and he almost did it? In fact, Donald Trump and the Republicans have been trying to reverse the damage done by Obama. But let's go back to Biden. Remember 32 years ago when he had to drop out of the presidential race for plagiarism?
I do it with incredible reluctance, and it makes me angry. I'm angry with myself for having been put myself in the position of having to make this choice. And I am no less frustrated with the environment of presidential politics. Be that as it may, I've concluded that I will stop being a candidate for president of the United States.
That was Joe Biden 32 years ago. Can he make it all the way to the convention this time and be the Dem nominee? We will see. Testudo, my friends. Testudo.
Mike Opelka's 2-minute drill is powered by MojoWildRice.com. Their wild rice is a superfood, gluten, sodium, fat, and cholesterol-free, yet high in fiber, protein, zinc, phosphorus, and trace minerals. But you're going to love it because it's delicious. MojoWildRice.com. MojoWildRice.com.
This is the Conservative Cartel with Matt Locke.
Welcome back to the Conservative Cartel. It is Thursday, and you know what that means. The Conservative Cartel honoring our heroes, and I'm doing something today that I don't think I've ever done. So I don't know if you were paying attention here over, I think it was Monday or Tuesday. There was a shooting at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Now, we've watched these shootings happen more and more. We've watched these shooters go on to gun-free zones and wreak havoc. And today we're going to honor Riley Howell. Riley Howell was a 21-year-old student at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. And because of Riley Howell's bravery, many lives were saved. Riley Howell was 21 years old, and he was likely the last fatality in the school shooting, Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Chief Kerr Putney told reporters on Wednesday. The alleged gunman encountered Howell in a building on campus that police said Terrell chose for a reason with a legally purchased handgun. Howell took on the shooter, tackled him, took a fatal shot, and disarm the shooter so that he couldn't shoot anyone else. And in the process, lost his life. Now, I'm going to tell you, we talked about this the other day. I would like to think that I would run toward the bullets too, but you never know. And today we honor Riley Howell, 21-year-old student from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. I'll tell you what, that irritates me. It makes me angry. It makes me angry, and that's why you should have campus carry. That's why we should be taking care of these students, and what a brave act. I didn't have a lot of time, and it's different. There's no badge number, but what a hero. A hero who probably saved lives. Many lives. That guy goes on, because there's no guns on campus, because these liberal idiots won't allow them. They don't want you to protect yourself. So these morons who can purchase guns legally can go onto these gun-free zones and shoot the place up. It's the first time I've ever done that, I think. So what an amazing story and a sad story. And my thoughts go out to the Howell family, but you raised that kid right. And it sucks that he had to give his life, but he did it in a way that saved many others. So you are to be commended on the character of that young man. This segment brought to you by Patriot Mobile. We all have cell phone coverage. I mean, we all have our cell phones. I've got my cell phone here. We all have our phones, our internet, our emails, our text messages. It's one of those things you just don't go without anymore. But when you're with the big cellular, Verizon, AT&T, you got to pay attention to who they're giving your money to, because they are donating your money, and they are donating a lot of your money to liberal causes. Planned Parenthood, open borders, knuckleheads on the left, gun grabbers, just to name a few. They're going to come after every one of your liberties. Head over to patriotmobile.com/Mojo50. Do it now. You can get yourself a fantastic cell phone plan starting for as low as $25 a month. They will buy you out of your current contract. If you use Mojo50, they will waive your activation fee. And I'll tell you what they will do. They'll give you great customer service, second to none, because they're right here in the great state of Texas. They don't have a call center over in India. But what they also do is they'll take a little bit of the money that you pay for that exceptional service, for that great cell phone, and they will give it to conservative causes, like the National Rifle Association, the Independent Women's Forum, Prager University, Empower Texans, Susan B. Anthony List, just to name a few. They're a great company, patriotmobile.com/Mojo50. You can call 1-800-A-PATRIOT if you don't want to use the interwebs, but do it today. They're a great sponsor of the conservative cartel of Mojo 50 Radio. PatriotMobile.com/Mojo50. Ron's pointing to me saying we got a live shot of a few jackholes rolling around out in the great room of the Mojo 50 studios. I'm going to go over here and look so I can see the picture, because our vanity television, I can't see myself today. I like looking at myself, by the way. I do like looking at myself. I'm a good-looking man. I like paying attention. But I'm waiting for it must be on delay here on the Facebook. Because I hate Facebook. They're all standing around. Look at them. Nobody's looking at the camera. God. I gotta train these people better. Gotta train them better, Ron. Thank you. Ron Phillips over there running the deal. William Barr. I want to get back to this because I've got other things going on for hour 2 and 3. And this is probably the biggest news currently happening in the last couple days. And the farce that is the left, who continues to travel down this rabbit hole. They're going to continue to tell you this story. But there's a story over at Sarah A. Carter, S-A-R-A, Carter.com. So Sarah, S-A-R-A, Carter.com. It says, Barr is the man for the job. It scares the heck out of those investigating. So listen to what she says. This is a fantastic article. I'm actually going to read it to you. It says, Department of Justice Attorney General William Barr is the perfect man for the job. He is methodical. He is attentive, calm, and rides the storm of chaos with the demeanor of a man who knows he is standing on the side of truth. It is evident that former senior Obama administration officials and opponents of President Trump know that, and they fear it. It began last night with the non-story that Special Counsel Robert Mueller's prosecutors weren't happy with Barr's 4-page letter explaining their report on the Russia investigation. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Quote, we did not understand exactly why the special counsel was not reaching a decision, Barr told the Senate Judiciary Committee. We don't conduct criminal investigations just to collect information and put it out to the public. We do so to make a decision, Attorney General Barr told lawmakers. He suggested that Mueller should have come to a decision, but avoided the criticism of Democrats by passing the ball to who? Attorney General Barr. And I told you this. The left put all their chips in on Mueller and lost. Mueller didn't want to make a decision because he didn't have it, so he punted. Says it was also apparent in the opinion editorial placed in the New York Slimes by disgraced and fired former director of the FBI, Jim Comey. Comey challenged Barr's use of the word spying. They talked about that yesterday. Well, you didn't mean to use spying. Yes, it did. Do you know a better word? I loved it. That's exactly what Comey's office did to the Trump campaign, even if the secret Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court sanctioned the Bureau's probe into the former Trump campaign volunteers like Carter Page and George Papadopoulos. Quote, how could Mr. Barr, a bright and accomplished lawyer, start channeling the president and using words like no collusion and FBI spying, and downplaying acts of obstruction of justice as products of the president being frustrated and angry? Something he would never say to justify the thousands of crimes prosecuted every day that are the product of frustration and anger, wrote Comey. Channeling the president? What is Comey talking about? Mueller found no evidence of conspiracy. And Barr, along with Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, found no grounds for obstruction. Because if there's no collusion, then there's no crime. If there's no crime, then how can you obstruct it? I mean, these are the facts. It's easy to go down that path. If there is no underlying crime, there can be no obstruction of a crime. I mean, you'd have to be a moron not to understand that. That's the Democrat Party. They understand it too. We're going to get to that here briefly. So the use of the word spying is a common phrase used for exactly what it is meant. Just look it up in the dictionary. However, Comey is well aware that the public fight is all that the left has. He is walking a legal tightrope, and they know it. If there is anyone who was channeling anybody, it was Jim Comey. He channeled the words of former Attorney General Loretta Lynch when he called the investigation into Hillary Clinton's use of a private server to send classified government emails a matter and not an investigation. Remember that deal? He was the little stooge. He was the little puppet. If anybody's channeling anybody, it was Comey. Comey was told what to do, and then he did it. He channeled Obama when he uttered the same phrases that Clinton was not intentionally putting American lives in jeopardy when she sent classified information on a server our government believes was penetrated by multiple foreign state actors. Remember what Obama said in April 16? He says, quote, Hillary Clinton was an outstanding Secretary of State. God, get your head out of her ass, dude. She would never intentionally put America in any kind of jeopardy. Well, she still did. Intentionally or unintentionally. If you kill someone and you don't intend to do them, you still killed them. If you kill someone and you didn't intend to kill someone, you still killed someone. Same thing here with Hillary Clinton. She didn't intentionally put America in any kind of jeopardy. Comey said months later when he exonerated her. He says, we did not find evidence sufficient to establish that she knew she was sending classified information beyond a reasonable doubt to meet the internet intent standard. It wasn't about the meeting the standard under the law. It was about gross negligence. She didn't understand that this was classified. She didn't understand that she was sending classified information over a private email server. Of course she did. She set up the private email server so she could send information without being detected. She was trying to work around the system. Of course she knew she was sending this. Of course she was under investigation, not a matter. Of course she was grossly negligent, not careless. Now, here's the crux of the left's problem. Attorney General Barr has taken charge. Comey and his crew of FBI cohorts, along with other senior Obama administration officials, have a lot to worry about. The DOJ is now investigating the origins of the FBI's investigation, and that, frankly, is scaring the heck out of those who are involved. The public can thank Barr for that. He isn't new to the internal politicking in D.C. and is well aware of the intelligence and law enforcement apparatus. He also is very familiar with all of the players involved. And they are fighting back, the left is, and the players involved, with whatever ammo they've got left. And it's the public perception. That's what we saw yesterday. This is a public display to try to convince you of a narrative that does not exist. They're out of bullets. The ammunition is disinformation and gaslighting the public using mainstream outlets, and they're all carrying the water. It is a war, and they're in the final battle, using everything at their disposal to go after one man that can expose them all, Attorney General William Barr. That's why you see the concerted effort today. He has to step down. He has to resign. He needs to be impeached. That's another word. The left loves throwing these words around. They have no underlying reason for it. They all went out yesterday, and every article I read, the left's like, he lied. Oh, my God, he lied. Oh, prove it. Well, I can't prove it, but he did. It's the same thing with the Russian collusion. They say Trump colluded with Russia, but there's no proof. So if there's no proof, there's no crime. But he did it. Huh? You know, guys, the jig is up. And the American people, along with the DOJ, has seen enough evidence to prove that it was, the Bureau's probe was fraught with problems, and it was spying. Plain and simple. I mean, you can't put it any other way. Barr should know he worked with the CIA early in his career. He also is not worried about being politically correct. And that seems to be the ongoing theme. Oh, you got to be PC. Oh, we can't hurt anybody. Oh. He's not worried about being politically correct to benefit the Democrats grilling him before the Senate Judiciary Committee. And no matter how many tantrums they throw, it isn't going to stop him from getting the truth. Now, I want to find this. Let me see. I'm going to go, hold on here just a second. I thought I had this. I want to pull it up. I want you to hear this deal from Mazie Hirano yesterday. It is so, let me pull it up here. Hirano and Barr. I'm sure it'll come right up. Yep, here it comes. Let me see if I can find the shortened version right here. Okay, so I'm going to turn this back on. Let's see if we can pull this up here. I got a little clip. I want you to listen to this. See if I can pull this up here. Okay. We don't have any. Okay. Turn that up always helps. Turn that on. Here we go.
American people know that you are no different from Rudy Giuliani or Kellyanne Conway or any of the other people who sacrificed their once decent reputation for the grifter and liar who sits in the Oval Office.
The grifter and liar that sits in the Oval Office. Could you imagine someone saying that about Obama? This lady literally came out and called the president of the United States a grifter and a liar. It gets better.
You used every advantage of your office to create the impression that the president was cleared of misconduct. You selectively quoted fragments from the special counsel's report, taking some of the most important statements out of context and ignoring the rest. You put the power and authority of the Office of the Attorney General and the Department of Justice behind a public relations effort to help Donald Trump protect himself.
Is there a question coming? Is there a question coming? I mean, this is a hearing. This is a questioning. These are all statements that are falsely reported here, but this is what she wants to do. She's playing to her useful idiots. She's ginning up her base. These people need to hear this. The Democrats need this kind of red meat to go out there and say, oh, did you hear what she said? Oh, she took it to President Trump. Oh, my God, she's a warrior. No matter, none of it was true. She just said it. I mean, we're 45 seconds into this clip. She hasn't come up with a question yet.
Finally, you lied
Finally,
to Congress.
you lied.
You told Representative Charlie Crist that you didn't know what objections Mueller's team might have to your March 24th so-called summary. You told Senator Chris Van Hollen that you didn't know if Bob Mueller supported your conclusions, but you knew. You lied.
Oh, you knew. You knew. And you lied. You should step down right now. You lied. Is there a question coming? I mean, we've got the facts in now. It's over. He should step down. I mean, she says so. It's written in stone. He lied. How is he to know what Mueller meant? He didn't write the report. Mueller turned the report over to him. He summarized it. That's all he did. I mean, this is the crazy thing about all of this. Barr had nothing to do with this report. He had nothing to do with it being written. He had nothing to do with the lawyers on it. He had no idea what Mueller meant. And as Sarah Carter told us, why wouldn't Mueller come to some kind of conclusion, one way or the other? And we know, oh, Raider just showed up with all kinds of booze. Keep pickled squirrel away from the #1 tequila. God, dog. She likes it more than I do, I think. Thank you, Raider. He's the man, by the way. Vibrator shows up with the booze. But here's the deal. Why didn't Mueller make a decision? Because he couldn't. And now you've got this grandstanding. I'll play it a little bit longer. We got about another minute. Listen to this.
And now we know.
I want the #1.
Being Attorney General of the United States is a sacred trust. You have betrayed that trust. America deserves better. You should resign.
You should resign. There it is. You should step down. You should resign. You're finding out too much truth. You're getting in our way. We can't fool the public. You're letting everybody know that we're the crooks. You have to step down because you're making us look bad.
I have some questions for you. Do you think it's okay for a president to offer pardons to people who don't testify against him, to threaten the family of someone who does?
So who did Trump pardon? Because Trump's pardoned nobody on this Mueller report yet. I hope he pardons everybody. I hope he literally pardons Michael Flynn, Manafort, all these people. And she was talking about Cohen in the end, Michael Cohen, that Trump went after his family. That's what she's saying. How do you stand for a man like that?
Is that okay?
When did he offer a pardon?
Exactly.
I think you know what I'm talking about. Please.
What do you mean?
Please, Mr. Attorney General, give us some credit for knowing what the hell is going on around here with you.
Not really.
Wow. I think you know what I'm talking about. You need to, she sounds like a woman for one. You know what I'm saying. You know exactly what's on my mind. Didn't you read it? You know what I'm talking about. Don't you dare play coy. Why don't you give us some credit? We know what's going on around here. We know that you're a crook, and we know that you're making us look bad. So please stop. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm done with the clips, which is fine. I'll unhook that so we can be done there. But these people are crazy. We have hit our limit of batshit crazy in this country. Doc Thompson, thank you. It's an old Doc reference. We've hit our limit. We're plumb out of batshit crazy. Got to stop. I mean, if anybody should stop, I'll tell you, the people of Hawaii ought to be disappointed today because your senator is a crackpot. But we know why she did it. She did it for TV. She did it because they needed the sound clips to play today on CNN, MSLSD, all of the carrying the water people. They needed this. They need to be able to say, oh, did you see that? Did you see how she went after Donald Trump? Oh, she's so brave. Oh, and you know what will happen? Barr's going to be sexist today. Did you see what he did to Hirano? He was so he was so sexist. How dare he talk to a woman that way? That's what they'll do because they think vaginas are political footballs, I guess. I mean, it's amazing what the left does. They want you to think with it. They want all women to think with their vajayjays. It's crazy. The brain ain't there. I'm going to tell you, the brain isn't there. I've looked through a few of them. I've never found a brain. Just saying. It's not there. And you ought to be offended to be thought of as just a gender. Because that's not... I thought the left didn't, you should be able to go into any bathroom. Doesn't matter what gender you are. There's 85,000 genders. We shouldn't worry about if you're an alien subcross species of an alligator platypus. You count too. But they always bring gender back into play, and you watch. They will sit here and talk about how terrible Barr was. Now, I want to end this segment with this, because finally, someone said it. Blumenthal, old Denang Dick, said that, in effect, Barr exonerated or cleared President Trump of obstruction of justice in relation to Trump's firing of former Federal Bureau of Investigation Director James Comey, which he did. Barr said he did not exonerate the president of potential obstruction of justice charges, but rather the special counsel, Robert Mueller, found insufficient evidence to find that Trump obstructed justice. Now, listen to this. This is the key to all of this, and this is from William Barr. He says, no, I did not exonerate. I said that we did not believe there was sufficient evidence to establish an obstruction, an offense which is the job of the Justice Department. Me, him, Barr. The job of the Justice Department that is now over, that determines whether or not there has been a crime. The report is now in the hands of the American people. Everyone can decide for themselves. There's an election in 18 months. It's a very democratic process, but we're out of it. Barr says, and here's the key, we need to stop using the criminal justice process as a political weapon. Ding, 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 Johnny. What does William Barr win today? Scrutiny, perjury, impeachment, and he's probably some jackleg or something. They'll call him some names. He was probably sexist, racist, xenophobic, Islamophobic, or some kind of phobic because he told you the truth. It's rare. The truth is rare in this business today. It really is. It's rare. I'm going to say something. I was not a big William Barr fan because he's from the HW days, which I was not a big Bush guy, to be honest. Well, not that Bush. But I wasn't a big fan of his. But I'm telling you, very impressed with the demeanor, the way he held himself, the way he answered questions. And you know what? Stop playing the stupid Democrat games, because that's what these are. They're games. Give them the truth, smack them in the mouth with it, and if they don't like it, F them. Because I'm done. I've said this so many times on this program. If you're going to fight, you'd better fight dirty. Because the left's going to. The left's going to fight dirty at every turn. They're going to go out there and they're going to smear you. They're going to defame you. They're going to call you every name in the book. They're going to tell you that you're terrible, that you're awful, that you've offended someone, and then they're going to run your good name through the mud. And then after that, they're going to do it again. It's crazy town. All right, guys, Mother's Day's coming up. It is May 2nd, if you can believe that. We're into the great month of May already. But Mother's Day is May 12th, this next Sunday, week from this coming Sunday. If you want to get her a great gift, head over to mojowildrice.com. Who doesn't like food? The edible memories of the North Woods of Minnesota. Wild rice, it's so fantastic. I eat it 2 or 3 times a week. I'm a big proponent of it. It's fantastic for you, full of vitamins, minerals. It's gluten-free. It's really healthy, and it tastes great. But they just don't sell rice. They've got this great Mother's Day gift. It's got wild rice pancake mix, maple syrup, a soy candle, blueberry jam, and of course, what Mother's Day gift would be? It wouldn't be complete without whipped honey. You need your whipped honey. Somebody's got to whip some honey. I mean, come on. You can do other things with whipped honey too, I hear. But get your mom this great gift. Head over to mojowildrice.com. You can get this great gift for your mom. Get 10% off. Use MOM10. MOM10. But here's the catch. You have to order by May 5th. That's in 3 days. You have to order by May 5th to guarantee it will be to mom on Mother's Day. So if you need to get mom that gift, head over to mojowildrice.com. Use MOM10. Get 10% off that today. Plus, if you don't need to get mom that gift, but you just want to go get some great wild rice, jams, jellies, syrups, soups, waffles, pancakes, anything like that, if you use MOM10, MOM10, you get 10% off the entire site. Head over to mojowildrice.com. Mojowildrice.com. Use MOM10. Do it today. You will not be disappointed. I told you so. Do it now. Mojowildrice.com. All right, hour 1 in the books. Unbelievable. Hour 2, we're going to have some guests in studio here. We're going to talk some different stuff. We're going to have, I think Stephen Airy's going to be in here from Defenders. He's on an airplane. He's being picked up at the airport here at DFW now. We're going to talk. I don't know what we're going to do.
Okay.
Got the camera out in the lobby.
Steven's here. He's in the camera out there.
Okay,
I'm going to put him in hour 3. So I'll go talk to him.
Come on in, Steven.
No, hour 3. Not 2.
Sorry, hour 3.
I'll go get him. Hey, stick around. 2 more hours of fantastic conservative politics.
Don't go anywhere. The Conservative Cartel. Be right back.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. Mojo 50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. President Trump says on this National Day of Prayer, Americans are praying for those fighting for freedom in Venezuela.
I'd like to begin by sending our prayers to the people of Venezuela in their righteous struggle for freedom. The brutal repression of the Venezuelan people must end, and it must end soon.
Mr. Trump addressing a National Day of Prayer ceremony in the White House Rose Garden this morning. It's now close to open warfare between House Democrats and Republicans after Attorney General William Barr skipped a Judiciary Committee hearing on his handling of the Mueller report this morning.
Chairman Jerry Nadler calling the administration's refusal to honor subpoenas, including one for the unredacted Mueller report, a grave danger to democracy.
We will make one more good faith attempt to negotiate and to get the access to the report that we need. And then, if we don't get that, we will proceed to hold the Attorney General in contempt, and we'll go from there.
Republican Doug Collins.
This chairman runs to make a subpoena, runs to make a contempt charge. It's almost like they're daring to go to court instead of doing proper legislative oversight. That's a travesty for this country.
The committee is now negotiating for testimony from Robert Mueller by the middle of the month.
Capitol Hill correspondent Wally Hines reporting. Also at townhall.com, U.S. productivity grew at a solid 3.6% rate in the first 3 months of this year, the strongest quarterly gain in more than 4 years, and a hopeful sign that a long stretch of weak productivity gains may be coming to an end. Stocks are mixed in early trading on Wall Street as losses in industrial and energy companies are offset slightly by gains in banks and technology companies. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 42 points. The NASDAQ is ahead 9. More of these stories at townhall.com.
Donald Trump.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-452-1075. 800-452-1075. That's 800-452-1075.
1075.
You know what makes you feel really good about yourself? Doing something good for somebody else. If you'd like to do that today, go to jdrf.org. Join them in the fight against type 1 diabetes. jdrf.org. It's something good you can do for the world. jdrf.org.
Ladies, some of you sickos willingly accept that with the big doe eyes that you don't even need from a Snapchat filter and just look up at R. Kelly and say, give me your best.
The Rancevizzo. United 7. Mojo 50.
Hey guys, it's Ron Phillips with the Conservative Cartel. You know, everyone lives with a little bit of pain, but living with diabetes can be a real pain. While you may have to test your blood sugar and take insulin, ordering your testing supplies shouldn't be one more pain you have to deal with. At least it's not when you work with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to your home when you need them. Gone are the days of visiting multiple stores to find the right strips, waiting in long lines to purchase your supplies, or sorting through your insurance requirements to figure out what they cover. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive saves you time and money. Plus, they're pretty fun to work with, too. So why don't you give Diathrive a chance to show you there's a better way to manage your diabetes? They're so convinced that you'll love their service that they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code MATT, that's M-A-T-T, at checkout. Be sure to head out to the web right now and check these guys out. It's Diathrive.com.
We're kind of like Grindr for Mojo Sexuals. Mojo 50.
You're entering the marketplace of liberty. The Conservative Cartel starts right now. And now, here's your host, Matt Locke.
Oh, that's right. Hour 2. The Conservative Cartel coming straight at you. Live from the Mojo 50 Freedom Dojo. It is Mojo Con 2019. Ron's got a camera set up out in the main room. Pickled Squirrel's in there making sure that whoa, what happened there? I got all kinds of echo. All right, so El Jefe,
Wonky Eye Ron
Phillips is being overlooked in there by Pickled Squirrel. She's making sure that everything is working correctly. But
welcome back to hour
2. The Conservative Cartel. This hour, this segment brought to you by Cat Coolers. Meow. CatCoolers.com. Meow, meow, meow. Head over to CatCoolers.com. And it's my favorite commercial. Get you an amazingly rugged, American-made, warranted for life, which I think is a mistake on their part, cooler. There it is. There's the Raider meow. Now I know what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Peachy's mic. That's what I'm hearing in my ears. But that's how loud I am. Head over to catcoolers.com. Meow. Get over there. You can customize that cooler. It'll keep your ice from melting for up to 7 days. It's amazing. But it's summertime. We're getting into the warm weather. You need a great cooler. You need to keep your beer cold or all of the booze that Raider just brought in. I mean, we got a whole table full of booze. I mean, this guy is crazy. But head over to catcoolers.com. Meow. Use Mojo 50. You get 10% off today. A 27.55 or 88 quart. Do it now. Catcoolers.com. Meow, meow, meow. Hey, I'll even do this for Raider.
Raider's my favorite.
He gave me a toy. Listen to this. Hear much of this around your house? So funny.
There's not too many cat fights at my house.
I don't know if they were fighting or what they were doing, but there's something. So Raider's in the house now. He's keeping El Jefe, one-eyed, wonky-eyed, Ron, Doe, whatever they called him. So I've got one of the 4 members of Off Track with Whiskey 6 in studio at Just Peachy.
Yes, hello. So happy to be here.
So questions. One of my favorite shows. You can find Off Track on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on Mojo 50. Who keeps everybody in line?
Oh, well.
Who's the strong hand of the group?
Surprisingly, it's mostly Rusty.
Really?
Yes, you think Whiskey because he is the...
Okay, so we got Whiskey 6, you got Rusty Lugnuts, you got you, and you got Mississippi. So there's the 4 of you.
Right.
None of you are in the same spot.
Right. Not even the same state. None of us are in the same state.
Yeah, I started that with the cartel. I had a co-host that was in Texas, and I was in Indiana, and Ron was somewhere else. I get that. So you guys do a once-a-week show called Off Track.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Well, it's completely off track because I don't even know if we have subjects to start out with. I think we just go completely off the cuff.
Rusty's gotten into the hard news.
There we go.
Which is kind of funny. but you guys cover some things. And the amazing thing about the show is you don't get too deep into anything.
No, well, because, okay.
You can ring the bell, by the way. You have a bell, too.
Thank you.
There you go.
We all listen to Mojo anyway. We all listen to conservative talk radio wherever we can find it. And we assume that most of the people who we know and we converse with also have a lot of news and hard information and sad stories. So Sunday night, it's the end of the week. It's time to just sit back and recharge and hang out. And that's what we do. We
For
drink
2 hours.
We drink and we say things.
It sounds like this show, Ron Phillips. I drink and I say things.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. It's Beer for Brunch Friday. That's what she's referring to, which we'll all be drinking a lot. Raider just brought us in a whole big bottle of vodka and tequila. Hell, it could be a party later. I don't know.
I think it might be. I think it might be 2-3 days of debauchery.
Yeah, we got the jackholes in town, in the Jill holes. I don't want to leave out the females of the group, but it is Mojo Con 2019. Ron's got the camera out in the main room. We can't see it, but they're all out there. I know they are doing stuff. There they are, Larky Farkin and all of them, all out there. He's trademarked.
Stay away from my bottle, you guys.
Is that a euphemism?
Maybe.
Okay, so let's talk. I want to ask some. These won't be deep questions. These will be fun. We're gonna have some fun because I'm tired of politics already today, and it's Thursday. Oh yeah, you got to make sure you got that mouth. You got your mouth right up to the mic, just right there. Just get it right there. There you go. Better? Yes, just like that. So, who decided to start Off Track? Was that Whiskey?
I think it was a conversation between Whiskey and I. We were talking before Doc passed. We were talking about having things to say ourselves. Whiskey is the one who decided to throw it up live without letting me know. So the first podcast we actually have is just him and I having a conversation. And then we listened back to it and everyone was interested in having it. So mostly Whiskey decided to actually do it.
It was just you two?
Yeah.
And then you added Rusty and Melissa Sippy.
Yeah, once we realized how funny those guys were, we decided we needed them to
You needed more debauchery is what you needed. So let me ask you a question because I have my story, of course. I started my podcast. Why start a podcast? Why?
Well, why not? Everyone has something to say. Most people are interested. Well, a lot of people just want to talk.
Right.
Which I've noticed because I love having conversations with people. I'm much better listening than I am talking. And there's so many interesting conversations.
Wait a minute. You're a woman.
Oh, well.
You said you're much more interested in listening.
Oh, yeah. I love hearing stories.
Bravo. Do I have a wait a minute.
Do you have one?
I think I got a Bravo Sierra
Isn't it this
button. One? No. I got a hold on. Let me see if I got one.
I love this.
Here. No, I think they took it off. No Bravo Sierra. I need a Bravo Sierra on that.
Well, you can't tell me that there are interesting stories throughout the entire Jackhole Nation. So everyone we've met has a story to tell. Yes. And we love getting to know people like sitting around a bar. Mm-hmm. So that's what we do. And you guys decided it was good enough.
It's a great show. It's one of my favorite shows on the network by far. I listen to it every Sunday. I'll sit out on my patio. I'll pour myself a nice glass of whiskey, and I'll smoke a cigar and listen to the jocularity that ensues. You guys are not very, and I think that's what's great. I remember, and I know you've probably heard this story, and a lot of people out there have. Doc approached me one day, and he says, I've got these jackholes. And I'm like, first of all, what the hell is a damn jackhole? Because I didn't know Jackhole Nation yet. Yeah. I didn't know who jackholes were, what it meant, if that was a derogatory or a positive term. He says, no. I've got these listeners that want to do a show. And I said, oh, God. After I found out who you guys were, I'm like, oh, God. But Doc was adamant about the fact that we needed listener voices on this platform. And you guys all found, I mean, how did you find Doc? Let's ask that question.
Oh, that's my question. That's the question I always ask is how did you find Doc?
Yeah, how did you find Doc?
Well, I've told this story 100 times probably now. I had an assignment in government in my class, and it was during the Bush election with all the Florida nonsense going on.
Oh, yeah, the hanging chads.
Yeah, and my professor said, this is the most important election
of
your lifetime.
It's the most important. We have a song about that somewhere. I'm pretty sure of it.
For one of my assignments, I listened to Rush, and then I got hooked. And I couldn't believe how different it was from everything I was hearing everywhere else, because I did tons of research.
Right.
And everything was very left-leaning and very biased.
Oh, sure.
So then I got hooked on Rush, and started listening to Glenn Beck, and then I found Doc when he switched over there a couple years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And Doc's been there. Doc, I think he started with them, I want to say in 2013. So he'd been there a while before he came over and started this thing. You know what I found?
There it is.
Bravo Sierra.
I found it. I just had to have Peachy talk till I could find it.
Yeah.
So there's the Bravo Sierra button. It's a little late.
And I can talk if need be, but I'm much better at listening.
Yes, I might hit the button again just to wear it out. So you find, and we all have our Doc stories. I mean, I found Doc over at the other place too. And, we did our show over there, The Cartel, on Saturdays. And what a great guy in all of that. So you get together with Whiskey. You start this off track. You submitted, Doc had been talking to you guys for what seemed like 2 or 3 weeks, I'd imagine, or more. And then it goes up, and I'll tell you, one of the best shows on I love it.
Wow.
I don't miss an episode. I love it. You're my favorite, by the way. I tell them all that. That's why I have you in here today.
You're my favorite too.
The other knuckleheads out there, they can. So I want to talk about something that is going on the off track. This little hashtag called Lock Blocked.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. What's going on with this whole lock blocked and off track?
Well, I don't appreciate people making derogatory comments.
Oh, the hooker comment.
Lori.
Damn it.
Yeah, and then
I knew
he
that
called
might
me
get
a
me in
hooker.
trouble.
So I'm thinking you got in trouble for a few weeks.
Oh, I was put in off track jail.
But I do like lock blocked. I think that's hilarious. I'm very happy with that hashtag. I use the heck out of it.
It's pretty funny. Yeah. So you're in Georgia, correct?
I am.
You're in the great state of Georgia.
Yes.
Question for you. Oh, somebody's vibrating here. There we go. I want to talk about some stuff because I know you have 6 children.
I do. I have 6 daughters.
Good Lord.
What?
Working overtime at the Peachy household.
I gotta bring up better women.
All girls, right?
Yes, all girls.
Ages?
18, 16, 15, 4, 3, 1.
Jeez. Good.
Yeah, it's fun in my house once a month.
Pickled Squirrel's got the exact same. I didn't do the facial because I'm on camera, but exactly. She said, "Wow." Could you imagine that circus? So you're obviously pro-life.
I am.
So I have this article and I saved this for you because I knew
you're gonna make me mad.
No, I'm not gonna make you mad. I want to get your point of view. You obviously are pro-life. You've got 6 children. You're not aborting them for any means of the imagination. Your next door neighbor, Alabama. Democrat in Alabama, here's the headline. Opposing abortion bill. Some kids are unwanted, and so you kill them now or you kill them later.
Oh, my goodness. Really?
Yeah.
So what are they saying?
Guy's black, by the way. That's the drinking phrase.
Tomorrow, too.
That's tomorrow. So I want you to listen to this. I want your opinion on this. It says a Democratic state representative from Alabama is facing backlash, as he should,
shocking,
over his remarks in opposition to the abortion ban that was approved in the state of Alabama. Alabama has one of the strictest policies on abortion, which is fantastic.
They did a great job.
Yes.
I was so excited when they passed that.
Exactly. So the Republican-controlled House in Alabama approved a bill that would make it a felony to perform an abortion at any stage of pregnancy.
Yes, thank you.
So Alabama has come to the forefront and said life happens at conception.
Yep, life is life and murder is wrong, period.
And that's what they did, and they voted on that bill, and it passed 74-3.
Oh, I might move to Alabama. That's wonderful.
It wasn't like it was a close margin.
Yeah.
It wasn't as if it had a problem of passing. But here's what's going on. Supporters of this legislation hope that the fight will carry on to the U.S. Supreme Court because you got Roe v. Wade, which legalized abortion in this country. So the libertarian in me, I hate abortion. I'm a pro-life guy. I believe that, life happens at conception, that all of us here happen there.
Right.
I mean,
right.
When the sperm met the egg, here we are. I mean, this is what came from it.
Yes.
So you cannot argue, but the left will tell us that we're science deniers and climate change and we got to pay our good little taxes like the good little, soldiers we are.
Yep.
But you're just a clump of cells in a womb and it's women's health care.
I can't.
So here we go.
No, of course, life begins at conception. And thank you so much, Alabama, for recognizing that. And I would love to see it go to the Supreme Court. How wonderful would it be for in my lifetime for Roe v. Wade to be back under deliberation in the Supreme Court?
That would be fantastic. I want you to listen to this. This is what this knucklehead said. I'm going to turn this on, and we're going to listen. And as soon as I do that, sorry, too many buttons. Here we go.
All I'm saying to you, it ought to be a woman's choice. I'm not about to be, as a male, tell a woman what to do with her body. She has a right to make that decision herself. To rape or incest. Some kids are unwanted. So you kill them now, kill them later. You bring them in the world unwanted, unloved. Then you send them to the electric chair. So you kill them now, kill them later.
He said it twice.
But the bottom line is that I think we should be making this decision.
So he's a man. He's a man. And I'm going to say one thing. I don't make the decision for my wife or my sister or another woman. You have control and you have the ability to make the choices you make.
Right.
I mean, we're all adults.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're a mom. You got to tell these girls, look, I've got the experience. Until you get older, I'm going to tell you what to do. That's what parenting is. And you parent your kids to the point that you hope they can go out and make the right decision. So I don't disagree that a woman, she has every right to make her own decision. The problem is that decision was made at the choice of having sex with a man and becoming impregnated. So let me ask you a question. How many rights should the man have?
Oh, just as many. I mean, if
equal.
I have no problem with equal rights. Isn't that what feminism is all about? Come on, if you want it, you gotta take it all the way.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Okay.
You're talking too much sense because I've seen. I've seen, in this. This is a very. It's a subject that a lot of people have a hard time broaching. But I have seen all kinds of different ideas of, then a man should pay child support as soon as the woman's impregnated. Well, doesn't a man, if you're married, you take care of that child anyway. If you're boyfriend and girlfriend, if that baby's born and you're not together, you're going to take care of that baby. So is that man not going to pay for that baby anyway?
Well, that's not even the point. The point is that's not costing the mother anything. As long as the health care is provided, you don't have to pay child support on a fetus. Really?
Well, now, that's a baby though, right? I mean, it's a baby. We've said that, life happens at conception.
Okay, but what's the cost of being pregnant?
Well, at this point, nothing.
Exactly.
There's no ability because the woman is. So this is the argument. I'm trying to play devil's advocate here because this is the argument the left is making. It should be the woman's choice. The woman is carrying the baby, which is fantastic. I'm a man. I can't carry a baby. I do not have the right, unlike what the left tells you, I'm not 82 genders and I don't have the right equipment to have a child. I just don't. I've looked. I mean, for 44 years. I
if
know
anybody would know, it'd be you.
Yeah, I know the equipment I have. But in the everybody's giggling, I heard that. But in the end, the left wants to tell you that murdering a child is reproductive health care for a woman.
And it's not. I don't have a problem with a woman making their own choices for their body. That's not your body anymore. That's another physical human being. And if anybody deserves to be protected, it's the innocent. So number one, not your body.
No.
And number two, are you seriously saying that if you don't abort your baby, they're going to grow up to be murdered? Is that what he said?
No,
kill him now or kill him later?
I think what he meant, if this is my he's a black man. So he's African-American. He's of color. And I think what he is meaning is these babies are being born into houses that are awful, and they're going to end up dying or not eating or starving or, going down that road because the black people are poor. I mean, it's just we could tear his whole argument apart because he's literally telling us that the black family is incapable of raising kids.
Yeah, so you might as well kill him now because you can't do it right. So maybe just stop raising assholes would be a better argument.
That's a hashtag that I think you need to trademark because you're not wrong. But in the end, what this gentleman is telling us is that the black family is not good at raising children.
Right. That's what I got out of it.
And is that not racist?
Was it?
In the Democrat playbook, that's the crazy thing. Now, the thing that amazed me is that he had the audacity to say that, and this is a direct quote, he said it twice, some kids are unwanted, so you kill them now or you kill them later.
Right. What? There's no arguing with these people.
But did he not, I want you to think about that statement. Did he not just agree with the fact that you're killing a child in the womb?
Yes.
Because he said you can kill them now.
He recognized it as a kid, yeah.
Or you can kill them later. He recognized that fetus
as a human.
As a human.
Ah, it's fantastic.
Isn't that the argument that pro-life people try to make? So when you listen to this moron say this kind of stuff, here's what you get.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, it's crazy that no one else recognizes that. It's crazy no one else can pick up on that. Well, not no one else, because some of us are smart, but it's crazy that the Democrat Party can't pick up on that, or the voters can't pick up on that. They're pandering to idiots, so no one's going to see that, okay, well, if it's a kid when it's unwanted after it's born, it's obviously a kid when it's unwanted before it's born.
Well, and we can go to Virginia with Ralph Northam. We can talk about infanticide. We can, well, you know, the baby's born. The Democrat Party... And this is what blows my mind of all of this. You can have a woman carry a child to term, have that child outside of the womb, or abort it up to the day it is due, and then sit there and discuss whether they want to kill it or not once it survives the birth.
I told you wanted to make me mad this morning. This is ridiculous. Why are we still talking about abortion? It's insane.
Well,
if that's not
one of the
murder,
reasons we're still
nothing
talking
is.
is we got 5 minutes and 24 seconds.
Oh, gotcha. I'm really bad at keeping track of the clock.
There's a clock
if you hadn't
for
noticed.
one, and a show, so I have to keep talking about things for one. But for two, you know, I think this is a good subject to broach with you. You have 6 kids.
Yes.
I mean, you get this.
Yes.
You obviously are pro-life. But the amazing thing is, we talk about the Democratic Party. First of all, they are mind-numb idiots.
Right.
They get their news fed to them in such a way that they're not open-minded. They have zero common sense, and they're not going to go outside of their mainstream media or where they're getting the information on their own. So you get clowns like Ralph Northam. You get clowns like this John Rogers, this Alabama state rep, who pander to these people. And you said it. I mean, the Democratic Party, they tell us, conservatives, that we are mind-numb robots that just blindly follow the likes of Rush Limbaugh,
right,
Mark Levin, the cartel. I mean, you know, you're just going out there and you're doing exactly what I tell you.
Because you told us to.
Now,
and we can't help but be lemmings.
Right. So, you know, you just are listening, and of course we're fallacy. But the amazing thing about all of this is overwhelmingly the polls in the number and the people in this country are pro-life.
Right.
By a large number.
Right. And it's been proven time and time again.
Over and over and over. And of course, Roe v. Wade was passed back in 1973. We had slavery in this country. Didn't mean it was right.
Right.
But it was a law at one time. And we fought a revolution, or we fought a civil war over it. Now, at some point, I'm going to ask you the question, because we about 3 minutes left here. Will abortion ever become illegal? Do you think abortion will ever become illegal in our lifetime or down the road?
Ever become illegal?
Illegal.
Yeah, at some point it's going to. At some point we'll get to enough people, we'll convince enough people, and they'll start seeing that murder is murder and it's still a human.
So you think at some point, because I watch our country slowly sliding down a very socialistic Democrat path. That's why I do the show every day. That's why I try to get the information out there, the facts and whatnot. So you believe that somewhere on down the road, maybe in our lifetime, maybe not, somebody with a brain is finally going to say, you know what, we're wrong.
Yeah, and enough's enough.
And we're going to stop it, and we're going to have a Supreme Court that will uphold it, because there's a lot of levers that have to fall into place to make it happen.
Right.
And I believe, like you know, there are many couples in this country who can have children, who they go to China and they go to Russia. Why do we go to China and Russia to adopt kids?
Well,
why are we not adopting? It's very hard to adopt kids in this country.
Right.
They've made it very difficult. Why? Because of abortions, because of Roe v. Wade. That all goes back together. So it'll be interesting. All right, we're going to come up to the next segment here. I got to get this in. Head over to riduzone.com, riduzone.com, riduzone.com. It is an amazing weight loss program. I mean, I was out talking to the gentleman this morning. He was on with Spoonie, with the ass man over there, Dr. Ken, and they were talking about Riduzone. It works. I wanted to lose some weight. I was getting too heavy. I started taking Riduzone at the first of the year. I dropped 16 pounds in 3 months. Feel great, but it's got this thing in it called OEA. It is a metabolite that's found in olive oil that helps ramp up your metabolism, helps keep you full. It's an appetite suppressor. And, you know, I was telling the gentleman from Riduzone this morning, I said, you know, I'm always very skeptical. I don't like to put a lot of pills in my body. I like to I like to try not to take painkillers. I've had knee surgery, elbow surgery. You know, I try not to take opioids, try not to take Percocet because I really like it. It made me feel good. But, you know, you don't want to put these pills in your body. So I told him I was skeptical. Riduzone works. It literally works. I lost weight. I felt good. My metabolism was ramped up. I had energy. I lost weight. I've kept it off. I weighed myself yesterday, because today's Thursday. I weighed myself yesterday. I was actually still at 259 pounds. I can't believe it. I've kept the weight off. I need to lose a few more pounds. I'm not all the way there yet. Pickled squirrels in there clapping for me. Thank you. We have a Riduzone accountability group over at MeWe that you can join. We help lift each other up and do all of that. But if you use Mojo50 in the code, you will get 30% off a 3-month supply. 30% off a 3-month supply. If you're looking to lose weight, don't wait any longer. Head over to riduzone.com. 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 Use Mojo50. 30% off 3-month supply. Do it now if you want to lose weight. Coming up next, you know what we're going to talk about?
What?
Democracy dollars.
Oh, yay. Democracy dollars?
Yes, democracy dollars.
Sounds like something you get handed out in school.
It's another Democrat program that I don't know. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to dig deep into this, and we'll talk about it. Double belled that. Don't go anywhere. The conservative cartel. Be right back.
Never Forgotten Apparel is more than just a premium women's and men's clothing line. It's a movement to remind us to wear American-made and serve those who serve us. Our heroes. Never Forgotten Apparel gives 20% of their total sales to nonprofits that support homeless veterans and off-duty firefighters, and 50% to individual veterans and firefighters in need nationwide. Check out neverforgottenapparel.com. Use promo code MATT, M-A-T-T, and get 15% off your purchase.
Wow. Hey, guys, Ron Phillips from the Conservative Cartel. I want to tell you about a new weight loss product that's quickly becoming part of our Mojo50 family. Okay, so it was launched by this Texas company who have taken the good stuff in olive oil and created a patented product that helps people control their appetite and lose weight. That's right. It's also a big help to keep the weight off. In a 6-year study of former contestants from The Biggest Loser, you remember that show? It showed that when you lose weight, your body actually thinks something bad has happened and it fights back by slowing your metabolism and boosting your appetite. Riduzone, that's R-I-D-U zone, contains a patented ingredient that has been shown to boost metabolism and reduce appetite while helping you burn fat. If you are struggling every day with cravings, try Riduzone. It makes it so much easier to control your appetite and not think about food all day. That's my problem. For a short time, we have a 30% off deal for our show. Just go to riduzone.com and enter code MATT. That's M-A-T-T. Again, that's riduzone.com. R-I-D-U-Z-O-N-E.com. Riduzone.
Where can a guy get a drink around here?
I don't know. Ask Mississippi. I'm just collecting tickets tonight.
Come on, Peachy. I'm not slinging drinks tonight. I got caboose duty because Rusty is tired of it.
I thought Rusty liked the caboose.
I think Rusty's taking it in the caboose.
No.
Give me a drink.
He's driving the train.
Come
on,
guys. Come on. Can we stay on track for 5 minutes? Well, this is off track. Yeah, you're right. If you want to get derailed, join us every Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Mojo 50.
Listening to the Conservative Cartel with Matt Locke.
Man, we're flying by this Thursday. It is Mojo Con 2019. So we got some folks coming in, and they're out in the main room. Ron's got a monitor out there. They can hear me through the door. It's not like we need speakers and all of that stuff. But Ron, you know El Jefe. Who came up with El Jefe Wonky Eye?
That's all, I believe, rule number 5, Chris.
Oh.
He did a great job. He wrote most of that. We just tweaked it a little bit.
I have to tell you, I was absolutely astonished. And don't take this the wrong way, because you guys are so laid back, and you're Jack and Jill holes, and everything is, a challenge, and, you do a good show, but that was pretty well-produced stuff.
It was like herding cats.
Oh, I'm sure of that.
I want to say it took almost 2 weeks to get everybody in line and in order and actually get it done. But
how many people collaborated on that?
Oh, goodness. So the four of us, and then rule number 5, Holly, cows. 7, 8.
Cracks me up too, because
Oh,
I know.
Kirk.
I mean, I know everybody by their MeWe, Twitter handle, all of that stuff. Nobody knows real names. We're gonna have to put some "Hi, my name is" tags around here for Mojo Con. It starts today, so everybody's coming in. There's some kind of deal tonight.
Yeah. Do you
going
know what
on.
restaurant that is?
Mi Cocina.
Cocina?
Downtown.
At 6, right?
Yeah, at 6. So everybody's going to be down there, and I'm sure they're going to end up at bars, and it's going to be a complete and utter cluster bomb by the time it's all said and done before the night's over. But here we are. But I have to hand it to you. The production on that was very good, and we're doing things here at Mojo that are different.
Right.
It's not radio as you would find it anywhere else.
Right.
So that's fantastic. And speaking of doing things differently, you need to head over to traguns.com. I got to get an ad in here. traguns.com, Tango Romeo Alpha Guns.com. Love those guys. They're a great sponsor of the Conservative Cartel. If you head over to mojo50.com, you can register to win. We're giving away a Tar River Arms 380 Smith & Wesson Bodyguard with an integrated laser sight. That's a great gun. Great gun. You can go over to mojo50.com, sign up for it, get registered. We just need your email. We will not spam you, but we're going to draw for that gun probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So get over there, get signed up if you haven't done it, mojo50.com. But head over to TRA Guns because they are the first virtual online gun store. And what's unique about it, 3D pictures. You can see the oil, the dust, maybe a little piece of the cloth was left where they were, cleaning that gun. The pictures are fantastic. You get a 360-degree view of the gun. There's several pictures there. He's putting everything up that way. But the thing about it is he makes buying guns very easy, very convenient. You go on, you pick out what you want. His prices are fantastic. He's veteran-owned and operated. You can pay for it online. You can pay for it via check. You can pay for it putting it on layaway. You can consign a gun. You can sell that. He's getting ready to open a brick and mortar store. What are you waiting on? The government says you don't need a gun.
That's what.
You need a gun.
You need 2.
Or 3. Go over to traguns.com. traguns.com. Tell them the cartel sent you. Maybe Kurt will waive the shipping fee or the transfer fee. But he sent us an AR. It's right behind me in that glass case that Brad made. Right there. Nice
it's
gun.
Beautiful.
Yeah. In case of emergency, break glass. But all you gotta do is open the latch.
Oh, thanks for letting us know because we were gonna bust that.
Yeah, don't break the glass. traguns.com. Kurt's got his cell phone on there. Make sure you get over to traguns.com. Go show him some love. He's a great guy. Great sponsor of the Conservative Cartel. We need you to show him some love. So he'll keep spending money with us. traguns.com.
We're going to show him some love when they open that TRA store in July.
Yep.
You think MojoCon's going to be big. Wait until now we know how to behave, and we're going to have a party up there, too.
Now we know how to behave.
And then we get to finally meet Dylan.
Oh, yeah.
From Defenders Live. I still don't believe he's completely real. So I'm looking forward to I believe that's why he's not here now.
Well, I'm going to ask that question because Steven is going to be in here next hour with Defenders, and I'm going to ask him if Dylan's real.
Okay.
Because we know that Dylan is AI, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is, because no one can have that beard.
Yeah, he's a figment of Steven's imagination.
Yes.
He just pushes a button and away they go.
There you go.
Steven's a really smart dude, by the way. Defenders, they're on at 9 p.m. Eastern. There he is. Look at that guy. He looks like he's 12.
He's over there talking to that new guy. Is that a new guy?
Yeah, the new guy. El Jefe.
Didn't he just start a couple days ago?
A couple days ago.
That's why he let us all in here. He doesn't know better.
Did you shave this morning or in the last month? Oh, so okay. We're gonna have Steve. We're gonna have Steven in. Make sure Mojo 50 Defenders Live 9 p.m. Eastern Monday through Friday. Great show. I hear Defenders in my show are like the 2 shows you.
I don't miss them. Everyone knows you don't bug me during the Cartel and Defenders.
You're like the super fan.
Oh gosh, yes, I'm such a fangirl.
We have that in common, Steven. She loves us.
I love all you guys.
You're my favorite over and Off Track. Because Rusty's standing in there.
You're my favorite too, but don't tell anybody.
Oh, okay, good. I honestly think it's probably you that herds those cats. But let's talk about this. I hear this story all the time on Off Track about a washing machine.
What? No. I don't remember a washing machine. I don't.
What? There's a washing machine. that story. So I want to hear the story of a washing machine. Come on.
Okay,
Spill the
so
beans. Yeah.
you have a lovely studio here, and I don't care what they
it's
say.
fantastic.
It's beautiful.
It is.
Don't care what that one guy says.
Okay.
So at home, I don't really have a studio. Mostly I use my phone, and the only quiet place in my house is my laundry room because no one else goes in there.
Well, you have 6 kids.
Yeah.
And a husband. I mean, which is the
I do
7th
a lot
kid.
of loads every day. Just saying. So
that's the rumor we
So
heard.
that's where I sit, and we
On
might
the
have
on the washer.
On the washer, yes, because it's the best level for the camera.
What in the hell is going on in that house?
Oh, I try to make it work.
It's the best level for the camera.
Yes.
What?
Because then I can sit down. Otherwise, I have to stand for 2 hours, and drinking the way we drink on off track, standing for a couple hours is pretty hard. Shoot, sitting on the washer was hard enough.
So many bells. So I have a question.
Yeah.
You said it's the best spot for. Where's the camera?
It's sitting on a shelf over across from the washer.
Oh, so there's a camera on the shelf.
Yes.
Now it's me. I'm thinking, where's this camera?
Yeah, no, right across from me, so it's dead on. And
okay.
we only have, those 2-minute breaks go a lot faster on this side than they do.
That's what she said
over
too.
there.
Yeah, those 2-minute breaks go a lot faster.
I tried to jump off, got my foot tangled, or down I went. And somebody somewhere has video of it, but I'm hoping.
Oh, there's video proof?
I'm hoping they don't share.
Nice.
Maybe that'll be special just for the Mojo Con attendees. Tomorrow night, we'll bust it out.
Oh, my God. This is going to be a train wreck over the next 3 days. I can see it already. Okay, I've got another article. We've talked a little. By the way, I stopped saying that so much. You do another podcast. I almost forgot about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like podcast famous.
Well, not quite, because I think our other podcast has a total of 12 listeners, maybe.
Well, it's more than 0.
That is true, and we love all you guys. Okay, so speaking of Doc before, a lot of the things he said about getting a community together so that we could all converse together, because that's what's missing. Being on radio is great, but being in person is much better. Sorry.
I had to stop myself too. Eventually, you stop it. Yeah.
So, and there was one show he specifically said, I'd love to see a group of the Jackhole women get together and do the blah, blah, blah just for an hour on the weekends. And of course, whatever Doc asks for, we give him, right? Thanks. So we got together. It's me, Melissa Sippy, and Madam Sue, all very bright women, all have multiple life experiences, wonderful stories, fantastic opinions, and we blah, blah, blah for an hour. And
someone told you that? Someone wanted to listen to that?
Someone said something
Like Doc?
about they enjoyed hearing us talk. So, Doc specifically said it. He'd like to see a group of the Jackhole women get together. And actually, that's the opening for our podcast, but you can find it on Spreaker. It's actually Revenge of the Sandwich Makers.
Revenge of the Sandwich Makers. I've listened. It's a good show. You talked about homeschooling on one of the episodes. I mean, I have to give it to you. After doing this for the last 5 years, radio is not easy. Podcasting is not easy. And like you said, when you do it with multiple people, it's even harder. It's like herding cats.
Yes.
I know how that works. So good for you guys. And the great thing about it, and I have to give. Oh, there's our. How did you? Wow.
You are the man. That new guy is fantastic.
Now I can see myself. Now I'm much better. Now I can look at my good-looking self up there and know that I'm on air or something. But I have to give it to you guys, to the Jackhole Nation. I did not know you guys before Doc. I didn't know the Jackholes and the Jill Holes and all that. And I try to get into the MeWe rooms as much as possible, Twitter and all of those goofy things, so I can stay up to date with what you're doing. But you guys are you are some dedicated fans.
Yes, we are for sure.
Oh, look!
Hi, guys.
We got new members.
Ooh.
I don't know
Who's that?
I don't know. We got some hats and
someone tell me who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but we got it's not even the booze is on the table. We're gonna start drinking that soon. All right, so I got another story. I've got another story here because we've got 18 minutes we got to talk about. What do you?
I forgot something else, but I'll.
What?
I'll wait till later. Okay, well, here, talking about podcasts, and they're not very easy to do, but also Rusty has his own called Sidetracked. So,
yes!
So if anybody has anything to talk about after off track, like he loves to just have conversations too. And that one's, I don't know, it's kind of just a talk, like recording a phone call, but it's a lot of fun. So there you go. Sorry.
So here's the question I have.
Yeah.
at one point, I got pulled into a Skype call with many of you jackholes. Is this a regular thing?
I could not believe that you answered that. That was the first time that I've ever actually talked to somebody I've seen on television. So just number one, Matt rocks. And it seems like on MeWe, people get bored or don't have much else to do on a Saturday night, I guess. Nobody has. So they all jump on Skype, and it's just a...
Is it a regular free-for-all train wreck?
Every time. So someone will mention Skype, and there'll be 20 people on there in an hour, and it's just...
20 people trying to talk. So
no, most of us just sit back and watch the train wreck.
As you've noticed, I've been on this Skype call once. And the one time Rusty fell asleep.
That happens often.
And we saw the ceiling because his camera, fell down. And I was on with, you were on, and Melissa Sippy and Whiskey, and I think Cows and Rusty, and maybe one more. I thought I liked to talk. No, I can't hold a candle to you guys.
No, you have no idea.
Oh, in 20 people?
Yes.
Who herds that? Who?
No, we just let him run free. We just let him run free and take a nap the way Rusty does. We record it most of the time, but...
Range-free Skype.
There you go. Free-range Skype.
Free-range Skype. I heard the little nutritionist on here this morning talking about free-range chickens. Free-range Skype.
That's it. Free-range jackholes.
Oh, God. I wonder if that tastes good, like chicken.
There you go.
All right, so we ought to talk something here of politics, seeing how I am a political show. But I came across this article last night, and I was mystified. Because Kirsten Gillibrand, I remember on MeWe at some point you had said that you watched her town hall.
Yeah, she's an idiot. I couldn't believe how stupid. I understand that Democrats just naturally don't understand logic or common sense, but the things coming out of her mouth were unbelievable.
I think they understand it. I just think they think you don't understand it.
Right.
I don't think the Democratic Party is stupid by any means of the imagination. Now, she doesn't have a prayer.
Right.
Of winning the Democrat primary. There's 20 of them. I mean, this is a cluster bomb all in itself. But it seems like there's a race to give away free stuff.
Yeah.
College,
they can't give you enough right now.
Health care, welfare, birth control, stay out of my uterus type stuff. But I think Kirsten Gillibrand's come up with the ultimate giveaway.
Oh, really? She found a way to top free college.
Listen, I want you to listen to this. As part of her clean elections plan, I didn't clean elections plan. The New York presidential hopeful said the democracy dollar.
Democracy dollars.
They want to give out democracy dollars to help remove big money in politics by making politicians less dependent on wealthy donors.
So they're taking money out of politics by putting money in politics.
Sounds about right.
Sounds right. Where's the money? I looked at it. I couldn't find out where the money's coming from. I'd love to know if she's writing checks or if she's doing, just throwing cash out in the audience.
She doesn't know where the money's coming from either. That's the whole problem. They got a money tree growing somewhere, I think, and they think they can just pull it off of there whenever they can and give it to you. But she says we can change the way Washington works by leveling the playing field of whose voices are heard. It starts with getting big money out of our elections, and I have a plan. So it all sounds good, right? I mean, it sounds good. She's going to give you $600. She's going to give you $600.
Do you have to sign something or agree to donate it to one of their political campaigns?
Firstborn and in blood, I believe. I don't know that to be true, but you may have to give up your firstborn. My firstborn just turned 20. I'd rather not give her up. She says, so, quote, my clean elections plan is a critical structural change that gets big money and special interest out of politics. Isn't government special interest?
And also big money.
Yeah. So those are both wrong, and ensures that elected officials in Washington are beholden only to the people who sent them there. But the people who sent them there took the government money.
Yep.
So government put government in
government
place. Yeah.
Government put money in government.
Only in this country can you listen to a politician tell you that she wants to take money out of government by putting government money into government.
Yes. What, do you follow that?
Did that make any sense?
No, none.
Because we know, and this is what I first thought. The left is very good. How much money do we give Planned Parenthood every year?
What, is it billions?
Hundreds of millions of dollars. $540-some million a year go to Planned Parenthood because it's women's health.
Yep.
We got to take care of women.
Yep.
Which, fine. I mean, there's clinics out there. There's all kinds of things that are not abortion clinics. But we give Planned Parenthood over $500 million a year. Do you know how much Planned Parenthood donates back to the Democratic Party? Hundreds of millions of dollars. I think last year there was $90 or $100 million came back from Planned Parenthood.
That is ridiculous.
But it's the same thing if you think about it. So the government takes yours and my hard-earned money,
right,
that we pay in taxes, which is too damn much.
Yep.
And they take that money and they give it to Planned Parenthood and they call it women's health. Okay? Follow me so far. Planned Parenthood says, oh, thanks, government. We'll take your money. We'll put it in our little slush fund. And oh, by the way, for helping us out,
here's a donation.
Here's a donation. So what happened?
Oh, so they laundered money.
Yeah. The government took taxpayer-funded money, laundered it through Planned Parenthood, and sent it back to where? The government!
Back to their pocket.
So Gillibrand hasn't come up with anything new.
No.
She's just now calling it, hey, we're going to give you the money directly, but you can only spend it on elections.
Right. So now instead of using a big organization like Planned Parenthood, they're just going to use
them,
the little people. They're just going to use the populace.
Yeah.
Did you see in the article the neighborhood she was going to be focusing on?
No.
Yeah?
Is there a neighborhood?
There was one I read that said, we will be, be sure to make it to the lower income
minorities
in rural counties, rural neighborhoods. Yep.
So it's all, once again, then it's a play.
Yes.
To the less fortunate.
And the biggest population.
Charity. It's government charity, but when the government gives you the charity, we're going to ask you to give it back.
Yeah. Well, you should be so grateful that we gave it to you that you want to give us some back.
Well, doesn't your lady parts want to make you vote for her?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Aren't they screaming,
vote
for Gillibrand?
That's the only part.
That's a T-shirt right there. Lady parts screaming, vote for Gillibrand.
Yeah, no thanks. She can keep her fingers out of every part of my life, including that.
Okay. Holy cow, we're getting crazy over here. I got one more story. We've got about 9 minutes. And I think this is a good story. I think this was something that definitely needed to happen somewhere along the line. Remember Nick Sandman?
Mm-hmm.
The young man that went to Washington, D.C. to see our nation's capital, to go up there with other kids in his grade. He's from a Christian school.
Yep.
So that's strike number one for the left because he believes in God.
Yeah.
He's at a private school, but it's only rich and the evil, greedy 1% send their kids there. So that's strike number two.
Yep.
And number three, he was wearing a Make America Great Again hat. Oh, my God.
You're begging for an ass whooping.
And he almost got one.
Yep.
Now, mind you, the kid's 17. And I will have to say, if you guys don't know this story, which I'm assuming most of you do, because I've covered it pretty in depth, they're on a high school field trip. They're there to see the March for Life is where they were there for. They were there because the pro-life march was going on. And what happens? Nathan Phillips, Indian guy, comes up and starts beating his drum in the poor guy's face. And to only smirk... I'll tell you what, I would have whipped the guy's ass.
No, I thought he was very well behaved.
I did too.
His parents knew how to raise him up, and obviously whatever upbringing he had worked because he did everything completely correct.
I did too. Now, and the amazing thing is the mainstream media, which is a propaganda arm of the Democratic Party, let's just call it what it is, went to work and said, oh, this kid's the one that caused all this.
Oh, yeah.
He started it. He's rich. He's Catholic. He's wearing a Make America Great Again hat. He should have gotten his ass whipped. I mean, that's really what they said. And, of course, we watched the media as the media continued to drum a narrative. And I use drum on purpose because there you go. That's the professional I am. They wanted to defame this child.
Yeah.
And he's 17. He's a kid. It's outright ridiculous what the media did because, first of all, at least go after an adult. He's a child.
Right.
He has very limited life experience. I think he showed amazing self-restraint to not punch the knucklehead in the face, but to sit there and to be as restrained as he was. I have to say, good job, parents.
Right.
But now he is suing.
Well, good for him. So wait, one second, just real quick. Sure. So do you know why everyone believed that narrative? Everyone who saw the stories, they all fell headfirst for the headlines at first, right? Everyone who watches left-wing media.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's remind me, because you always say it's projection. So if you hear a story about a child misbehaving, you automatically believe it because that's what you expect from your kids.
Yeah.
There you go. So if you raise better kids, then guess what? You'll see everybody else as being a good person too. So I'm happy they're suing, though. Very excited.
And here's the thing. I have a journalism degree. And in this country, we have some very stringent laws against journalism. So it's really hard to prove that journalist defamed.
And do you have to have intent, or is it just if you make a derogatory comment or something that's untrue, do you have to prove like intent behind it?
Well, there's two different things that go with this. You can either libel someone, which is the written, you defame someone via the written word, or you slander them, which is you say it.
Which is us.
Which is right. So you can either slander or libel a person. Well, he got slandered and libeled and defamed. So what he has done, this is an interesting story to me. Because you and I, having common sense, being conservatives, libertarians, being able to actually think with our brains, we see the garbage that comes out of the mainstream media.
Yes, we do.
A lot of it is garbage. It's not news. They try to call it news. It is not. It's opinion. If you want to have an opinion, that's up to you. Hannity has an opinion. I have an opinion. Yeah. I'm not a news show. I come here every day. I talk to you about what's going on, and I give you my opinion. I don't sugarcoat that. I'm not Fox. I'm not, well, I can't say CNN because they're not news either. Yeah. But, we know that the mainstream media is not news. Mm-hmm. So how do you prove that, because he's suing NBC for defamation. He's also suing CNN. He's also suing several other outlets. How do you prove it?
How do you prove slander?
Yeah, how do you prove that the media was purposefully slandering him or libeling him? I think that's the question that has to be asked. I like what I'm not for Sue happy. I think people should, if you're not for any reason hurt, leave it. Right. You shouldn't be slandered or libeled or that, but we don't have enough tort reform in this country. Everybody's Sue happy. Who was it? The lady that won millions of dollars because she spilled her hot McDonald's coffee in her lap. I mean, and then they had to put hot
on everything now.
And the funny thing was, I was at the Dallas Arboretum. All the trees, all the stuff, beautiful, right? So they've got these little pools all around the Arboretum. And there are signs at every pool that says do not jump in because some jackass jumped in.
Yes, thank you for the warning signs.
But that's what we're getting with the hot coffee. The coffee's hot. No shit, Sherlock. The coffee's hot. And you spilled it on yourself, but she sued. Can I help you?
We have food. So do all the news outlets now have to say this might not be actual facts?
Yes,
because that's fine. I'll take a warning label on CNN every time on that bottom ticker, just saying this is not true. We have no backup for it, just an opinion.
Well, I would be okay with that. I would be okay if these news outlets, even Fox, because Fox is getting left too. I mean, they're more middle left than almost anything anymore. Put a disclaimer up saying this is not news.
Yep.
Because news is the who, what, when, where, and why of a story. And you can't change that. I was talking about this yesterday. You probably listened to the show. They're changing Columbus Day to Indigenous People Day.
I can't roll my eyes any harder than I did when I heard that story.
But changing the name of that day doesn't change the history of Columbus coming to America. That happened.
Well, they already don't teach that. They already cherry pick out of all the history just to pick out the pieces they want to teach now. So do
you homeschool your kids?
Not yet. My youngest 3 will be homeschooled starting next year, though. She's going into kindergarten, and I've gotten so fed up with the public school system. Yeah, and I have so many great resources now.
And there's a lot of stuff we're getting ready to work with too, but my kids were public schooled. I was public schooled, but back then you got an education.
Yeah, I was public schooled and I came out fine.
Well, that could be a... I heard a washing machine story at
Maybe
one
I need
point.
a warning label on my washing machine.
Yes,
I'll sue Maytag because I fell off the washer. There we go.
And the lawyer's going to say, why were you sitting on the washer in the spin cycle? I mean, any reason behind that?
Oh, sure. It wobbled. You have to keep it steady.
So we've got 2 minutes left. Off track. If you have not heard their show, you've got Just Peachy.
Hi, guys.
Rusty Lugnuts sitting in there in the control room while he's standing. You got Whiskey Six, who I believe is on his way here.
Yeah, his flight got delayed, but he'll be here soon.
Melissa Sippy, the 4 of them, they're fantastic. Who's on this week? Do you know? Can you
what?
give it away?
I think we're just gonna. Okay, so someone who just started a couple days ago told Whiskey that we might be able to use some of the equipment in here, and perhaps we could record it somewhere more convenient than our laptops at the campground. But we just plan on having whoever's around who wants to talk.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be seriously off track this week. Seriously.
Oh, my goodness. 2 hours. You better pay attention because the show is fantastic.
And
you guys do a great job.
If you really want to get on the show, I mean, $5 and a Pringles can.
Oh, is that what it takes? Is that the admission?
Just saying, Peachy takes bribes.
Oh, my God. Would you listen to that? I mean, here I am, this fantastic radio host, big star on this thing. You think they would be fighting over me to get me on this program? By God, it's Pringles.
I'm pretty sure you got blocked.
It's a Pringles can that it's. All right. Well, Peachy, thank you for joining me.
I had a blast.
I certainly appreciate the fact, and now you got to sit in the big studio. You're no washing machines in here, no cell phones.
I'm jealous.
We actually have earphones and microphones.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, El Jefe in there has done a great job.
He did.
So certainly appreciate that. Check Off Track. Make sure you listen Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, Mojo 50. It is a riot. It is fantastic. It's one of my favorite shows on this platform.
Tons of fun.
I thought Doc was nuts, but he was not.
He might be.
Coming up next hour 3, I've got Stephen Airy. I've got Tom Cruise, I think, coming in here in hour 3. He's a genius. He's one half of Defenders Live that you can find here on Mojo 50 every night, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Don't go anywhere. The cartel rolls on.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. Mojo 50.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says House Judiciary Committee Chairman Gerald Nadler is proving he's incapable of holding power.
If he and his committee aren't capable of actually asking the Attorney General questions themselves and need to staff that out, it seems like a pretty pathetic moment for the chairman of that committee.
Democrats tried to have staff attorneys question Attorney General Barr. Barr boycotted today's House hearing on the Mueller report. And there were some tough words from the Speaker of the House following Barr's testimony before a Senate committee on Wednesday.
The Attorney General of the United States of America was not telling the truth to the Congress of the United States. That's a crime.
Nancy Pelosi telling reporters she lost sleep after watching Barr's testimony.
He lied to Congress. He lied to Congress. If anybody else did that, it would be considered a crime.
Asked if Barr should go to jail, Pelosi said she would leave it to congressional committees to decide how to respond.
Capitol Hill correspondent Wally Hines reporting. A Department of Justice spokeswoman says Speaker Pelosi's baseless attack on the Attorney General is reckless, irresponsible, and false. Also at townhall.com, National Day of Prayer President Roddy Floyd says this year's theme is love one another, and he hopes a divided nation will take heed.
The dignity of human life has been pretty well put aside in almost every realm of life, and that doesn't honor God. It's not right. It's not Christian.
President Trump addressed a National Day of Prayer ceremony in the White House Rose Garden this morning. He condemned recent attacks on houses of worship and highlighted his administration's commitment to religious liberty. Christian pastors and leaders of other religious faiths were among those who gathered with the president. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 194 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Take the pain out of ordering your diabetic testing supplies with Diathrive. Diathrive ships the testing supplies you need directly to you when you need them. Best of all, with plans starting as low as $8 a month, Diathrive is probably going to cost you less than what you're paying today. Diathrive is so convinced that you'll love their service, they're offering your first month of supplies free. Simply type the code DOC, D-O-C, at checkout. Diathrive.com. That's D-I-A, thrive.com.
Hi, it's Doc Thompson for Matthew 25 Ministries. Matthew 25 Ministries is one of the few charities I'll actually endorse because I know them. I've worked with them, and I know almost all of the money that you donate goes to help people. Go to m25m.org, m25m.org.
Ladies, some of you sickos willingly accept that with the big doe eyes that you don't even need from a Snapchat filter and just look up at R. Kelly and say, give me your best.
The Ranceviso.
Did you say he had to lift the chair up?
Got an old car? You can donate it, whether it's running or not, to the United Breast Cancer Foundation and save a life. They'll even come and pick it up for free. The United Breast Cancer Foundation has saved hundreds of women's lives through their free or low-cost breast screen exams. But now they need your help. The United Breast Cancer Foundation wants to save more lives through early detection by offering women free or low-cost breast screening exams. And donating your old car, SUV, or truck, whether it's running or not, helps pay for them. Plus, you get a charitable tax deduction. Help the United Breast Cancer Foundation save lives by donating your old car, SUV, or truck. Call now for free pickup. 800-245-0823. 800-245-0823. 800-245-0823. Call right now. That number again is 800-245-0823.
We're kind of like Grindr for Mojo Sexuals. Mojo 50.
You're entering the marketplace of liberty. The conservative cartel starts right now. And now, here's your host, Matt Locke.
All right. Hour 3, the conservative cartel, coming to you live from the Mojo 50 Freedom Dojo. I've got to get this ad in really quickly because we've started beer for brunch an hour earlier than we normally do, and a day earlier.
It's a day and an hour.
A day and an hour earlier than we normally do. Head over to Atrantil, lovemytummy.com/mojo. If you're bloated from your Peroni Nazaro beer. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm drinking it, though. It's lukewarm, and Stephen Aries got a koozie on it. He's going to keep it warmer.
I took it off.
Turn your mic on. Nobody can hear you when you're... Turn your mic on. There it is.
I don't know where the button is.
That's what she said.
What?
All right.
How come we letting rookies in?
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on here.
Peachy knew where all the buttons were. Just
well,
saying.
she's a woman, so.
That is true. Head over to lovemytummy.com/mojo. Bloating, gas, you want to get rid of it, you want to feel healthier, you want to get that belly in line because all this food we're eating, all the crap we're putting in our systems, the Peroni we're drinking, all that stuff leads to an unhappy belly. Head over to lovemytummy.com/mojo. If you use Mojo in the coupon code, you will get a 3-month supply for $99. You want to feel better? You want your belly to feel better? Atrantil. lovemytummy.com/mojo.
That's a really good idea.
I've got Tom Cruise in studio.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Look at him. He flies planes. He's Mission Impossible.
I really need some shades.
I've got Stephen Airy from Defenders Live. Thank you, Stephen, for joining me. The show is fantastic. One of my favorite. All these shows are my favorites on this program. I mean, I can sit here. I love our nighttime shows are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Going from Jeremy Hansen.
Yep.
To Rants of Izzo, Dominic, who's not here because Steven's down for Mojo Con.
Right. So this is in memoriam to him.
Yes. We're so beer for brunch.
Yep.
Raise a toast.
Raider brought all of these specifically for Izzo, and so these are for you, buddy.
So did you see all of the liquor sitting on the table?
Did I see it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah. We have.
I know.
We can start a small restaurant.
You really could.
Right now.
A bar right now.
Right now.
Hey, you know what? I'm a pretty good bartender too.
Are you old enough?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make look like I wish I looked 12.
Wow. So
are you old enough?
Well, look at him. He's so young looking.
He does have that little Tom Cruise thing going on.
I got this white goatee, or it's a Van Dyke.
You have a Van Dyke?
Yeah, Dwarf Clone says I
Do
have
you
a Van.
shave yet?
That's what I was going to say. You got any hair on your underarms or in other places?
Van Dyke, is that like a Caravan, but just a little off?
Maybe. So you guys, I love the Defenders Live. I listen to it at 9 o'clock. I get into the MeWe chat room.
Which is the best, by the way.
Yeah. That little sounder you have of the little girl's voice.
Which one? Oh, the
true.
Oh, that's true. That's not the little girl.
It's a boy?
No. It's the ladies. That okay. Have you guys watched Mojo in the Daily Mojo?
Yeah.
Okay, Brandon brought this up about a month ago. The YouTube ladies that actually yell at the trees and get all upset, and they're doing the things and that's her.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, we took her voice and just we're making a sounder out of that.
That's true.
So every time.
I love it because you guys have great sounders, and they fill up an hour like I've never seen, and you get all the ads in, which is fantastic.
It's a rush.
There's a nasty rumor.
What's that?
Floating around that your counterpart, Dylan, is really just artificial intelligence. He's just a figment of creation of a computer program that you wrote. Because don't you do stuff with computers? For your, oh, here, look, he can't, let's see how this works. You have to talk into the microphone, Steven. That's what it's there for. He's not used to being in the big boy studio.
All right, so
what's the deal?
Is Dylan a figment of my imagination? Maybe.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Maybe.
You guys do. I've met Dylan. I met Dylan 2 years ago at CPAC. I met Dylan and Watson, who are out there. And
that's actually that is the reason why we're on.
Whose idea was it to put yoga pants on Dylan?
Dylan's.
God.
Okay, so
did you not try to stop him?
No.
If you've not seen the picture, there might be a picture floating around MeWe somewhere where Dylan is wearing Defenders yoga pants.
All right, so here's the thing, and we went through this when he came back to the show because Dylan was away for a while,
right?
And I was solo, which, by the way,
Han.
Yes.
Han Solo?
At least.
Yes.
I did not bring a Wookiee with me. It was terrible.
But not an Ewok, because no one liked the Ewoks. No one liked those damn Ewoks.
And they definitely don't like the other things. What are the new things? I forget what they're called.
The new things?
Yeah, the new ones that are in the newer movies that kind of took the place of the Ewok.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't know. Yeah, I've watched the new ones, but I don't like them that much either.
But anyway, he went, he had to go away because he did a bunch of stupid stuff.
Yeah, men do stupid stuff. Yeah. I'll be the first to tell you. I've done a lot of stupid stuff in my life.
And before he left, there was a bet made.
You cloned him?
No. There was a bet made between him and Erica, which
is,
Erica, one of our.
A jackhole. Okay, yes.
One of our jackholes.
You got to be more specific. There's a lot of Ericas.
Okay,
in my life.
This Erica is a jackal, doctor and wonderful person.
Yeah, she's out of Valpo.
Yeah,
I know her. She used to listen to me up when I filled in for Casey Henderson.
Exactly.
She's a great lady. She'll be here, I think.
I think so. But so there was a bet between them, and because we made the yoga pants.
Hold on, a bet between Erica and Dylan?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure the story keeps going.
Right. We made yoga pants just for laughs, and she said, "I will buy it if Dylan wears them."
Oh, so it was a jackhole challenge. Now I get it.
And
everything is a challenge of the jackal.
And Dylan, we never bought him because everything happened in the way.
Right.
Dylan came back, and that was
his. Put on yoga pants.
Well, that was his recourse of his punishment. In essence, it's okay. You're coming back. Guess what? You have something that you have unfinished business here.
I'm going to tell you what. The best part of my body is my legs. I might put some yoga pants on.
Yeah.
I'd show off the package. Now, I'm all right with it.
Now, Wendy Vega, also one of our listeners, bought the yoga pants.
Yeah.
They look good.
I bought a Jackhole Nation shirt. Love it.
They look good.
Did you design the Jackhole?
I did.
That's I'll tell you, fantastic, by the way.
That is actually a combination of things, by the way.
Well, it's a jackalope.
By the way, drink twice.
Yeah, well, by the way.
Okay. So it was originally
Steven has hijacked my show.
You're welcome.
Okay.
That's fine.
I get to drink while you talk. Go ahead.
That's okay. So originally, somebody posted on MeWe, they had the Jackhole Nation, the lettering on top of a donkey.
Oh, I remember. Yes, I remember that.
They took that, and I said no.
Yeah,
we can't be a donkey.
It's not a donkey. No, that's the Democratic Party.
We can't be a donkey, and we can't be an elephant.
Can't be an ass. Well, they are asses.
They are asses.
But they're not donkey asses.
But we can't be an elephant. We can't be a donkey. And so, I said, jackholes, let's make a jackalope.
Yeah.
And so I just went,
You are the
scouring.
brains. You are the brains of this operation.
Sometimes.
It's
few and far between, but when I have a good idea, sometimes it works.
Yeah.
And so the jackhole, I found a jackhole that I thought would work. I modified the jackhole to make sure that it wasn't, I wasn't doing any copyrights or anything like that.
Right, because that's the big thing. Sometimes you'll run into these graphics or pictures that you can't use.
Right, and I found one I can use. Right. And then I made it, I took it and I made it right.
Yeah.
And after I made it right and took it, I put it behind the Jackhole Nation.
With the bell.
Wording, with the bell.
Fantastic.
With the bell, because why not? You have to have a bell.
And I bought it. I saw that, and I'm like, I need that shirt. It was absolutely fantastic. I have strokes of genius every now and then. This is my stroke of genius from last week.
Which has been stolen already.
Oh, I know. It's the Biden sounder.
Yeah.
I told Ron, I went in there and I said, Ron, they've announced him. He's going to run. This is going to be fun. I mean, this is going to be a gaff a day kind of stuff. We've got the AOC sounder. I got hold on. I got to say her name now. So I said, why don't you take the AOC sounder and then break the string?
Perfect.
There it is.
It's perfect.
That was my stroke of genius during a whiskey drinking night of a cigar.
Well, that has to happen.
Hey, sandwich makers out there, Steven and I are out of beers.
I'm pretty close,
Can
actually.
we get some ladies to bring us in a beer?
Wouldn't mind.
Or two?
Wouldn't mind that at all.
Please? Thank you. I know you're watching. I know you can hear. We're out of beer. We need some ladies.
I'm really close.
Me too. Well, that's what she said. Really close. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's all she ever gets.
I'm going to ask you the same question I ask everybody, because you have a great show. I love your show. You guys are smart.
Thank you.
You do funny stuff. It's different radio. We've known you guys forever and ever. Why did you start a podcast?
Me personally?
Yeah. Why would you start it? What was your motivation behind starting a podcast?
All right. Originally, I started listening to conservative talk. Mm-hmm. Down the road,
like the rest of us.
Yeah, driving down the road, I was listening to conservative talk, making because I was doing I was doing tech work, but I was always out and about on the road.
Right.
And
so you had time.
I had time.
Right.
I had time to listen to a whole bunch of stuff, and it came to a point to where everybody was saying the exact same thing about every topic.
Everything.
And it messed me up so much.
Yep.
I was worried about that. I was like, what the hell's going on? You do not look like a sandwich maker.
What in the holy hell? Where are the women?
That's okay. I'll take it.
No. And you don't have breasts. Well, you have breasts. I mean,
but that's okay.
I see some boobs.
SK, what are you doing, buddy?
We got SK. We got, Dave, Navy Dave. I knew his name.
We got Navy Dave. We got John D.
And
Mr.
who?
D.
Mr. D in here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get it. I got a bottle opener. Okay. Oh, go ahead.
I didn't open yours.
That's okay.
I was looking for something way hotter. I'm just saying.
If you got one,
I'm really
smoke them
sad.
if you got them.
That beer might be hot.
It is. We know they are.
We've
Room
already
temperature.
drank one.
So that's
Look, these are
that's
all.
the hotter on it.
Jeez, he pulled off it. Do you need a bottle opener? I don't want you to hurt yourself. Right here. Yeah,
He's got like 10 of them. Don't cut your hand, man.
yourself. Good Lord.
Is that a switchblade dagger? What
It is.
heck?
They let anybody in these buildings.
I mean, come
Security,
on.
Dave.
Real nice.
So,
It is really nice.
So,
That's
by
really
the
nice.
way, drink. Dave does tailgating on Saturdays. Here, talking.
Oh, I don't know. Where are we going here? Hey guys, how
Thank
you
you,
guys
brother.
doing? Yeah, I do the
Thank you, guys.
tailgating time with David and Brad Saturday from 11 to 1.
There you
Ooh.
on the Mojo 50 network, and I'll tell you, this guy reads live reads the worst I've ever heard.
Is that worse than yours?
Oh, 10 times worse. That's the reason why I kind of delegated it to Brad.
Good man.
So.
You know what I told him, Steven?
What?
I said, here's your deal, Dave. Navy Dave.
Mm-hmm.
You should read every live read the same way you read it every time, because it's awful, and that should be your thing.
It should be. This is the worst live read you'll ever hear in your life.
Never read them right again, because that's your deal.
Don't try to make it better, because
No.
if you make it better, it's going to get worse.
Exactly.
Not a problem.
But love the show. Thanks for the beer. Good seeing you. I love the fedora. Hey, talking to that.
Oh, no. Well, do I have to get on camera for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Of course. Well, you're
Okay, so
mostly
the
there.
fedora, there's a story behind the fedora.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
There he is.
There we are.
There he is.
But I can't reach the microphone. Okay, there we go.
Talk into it, baby.
Okay, there's a story behind the fedora.
Look closer.
There's a story behind the fedora.
There's still.
My radio dad is named Roger Emmerich. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
I've
but
heard the name.
If you've ever been to a Dallas Cowboys game and you heard "First Down Cowboys,"
Nice.
he was the one that really broke me into radio.
Okay.
And he passed away this last Saturday.
And thus the fedora. Come on.
With Roger, his funeral's on Saturday, and I've decided to go ahead and start wearing fedoras that he wore all the time. So that's what I'm going for.
Sweet.
And I just happened to found one, and this is my first one of many to come.
I bet you'll be you'll be like Brad Staggs and have about 30 of them in your house.
Okay,
soon.
so I was watching earlier, and I was, you were hot on those cowbells.
Oh, we're hot. I'm hot. I like to be hot. All that good stuff. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for the beer. Good seeing you. Tailgating Saturdays at 11, right? Or noon?
11 to 1.
11 to 1 Central?
11 to 1 Eastern.
Eastern.
10 to noon.
Central time.
Thank you. See, we get all messed up.
All these time zones.
Well, I was just saying, I had this conversation the other day. I'm an Eastern time zone guy from Indiana. So I've always lived my life on the Eastern time zone. The first 42, 43 years of my life on the Eastern time zone. I moved down here to Texas.
Yeah.
And what you don't realize, Central time zone, but you get to see the Eastern time zone's ball drop, and then you get to see the Central time zone's ball drop. You get 2 for 1.
The funny
I love
thing?
this place.
You know the funny thing?
Yes.
Nobody's ever seen Izzo's ball drop.
Ever. That's why we got Steven here. So, God, get out of here.
It's called a teabag, sir.
We got ugly men to deliver us beer.
Hey, you know what? That's okay.
It's beer.
It could be worse.
Yeah, it is beer. So
it could be worse. They've got McDonald's out there, so I'm sure the girls are eating.
So tomorrow, beer for brunch. It's going to be all 3 hours, not just the last. Well, normally what I do is I bring in Chef Patrick, who I have to tell you, the interview you guys did with him, superb.
Dude, I love that
guy. The guy is a great interview. He is smart, talks 3 or 4 languages. He knows food, been all over the world.
All over.
But I normally bring him in at the bottom of hour 1, and we do beer for brunch.
Yeah.
So I'll use that first segment to cover some politics and do the show and act like I'm serious.
Actually doing something.
Right. Tomorrow, all 3 hours of beer for brunch.
Ooh.
So it starts at noon.
Is it actually just going to be beer, or is it going to be
everything?
Yeah,
I mean, it's going to tomorrow. I'm going to say something about tomorrow. It's going to be a free for all, and so I'm bringing all the jackholes through tomorrow because you call it Fridays too.
Oh yes, that's true.
So
that reminds me, we have a Free Speech Friday on the show tomorrow. So
see, that's what I love about
that's
you.
That's gonna be fun. Oh, of course, I don't know exactly how that's gonna work because Dylan's gonna be running the show from his side.
Okay,
and I'm gonna be Skyped in, so it may or may not work.
So the AI may or may not work.
It may not work.
Is what we're hearing
I'm
from
saying
Steven.
I don't have a lot of control over it if I'm this far away.
Okay, so we were talking. Let's get back. See, I have a mind like a steel trap. You're welcome.
Sorry.
We all have, and I have my story. I have the reason that I got behind a microphone. And you were talking about, all of the mainstream media was the same blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It was the same talking points. It was the same crap. It was the same stuff over and over. And then you throw in terrestrial radio with about 25 minutes of ads.
Yeah, I hate that.
You got really crappy radio. I mean, you got great information. Don't get me wrong. I am a Rush guy.
Yeah.
The reason I started my podcast is because of Rush Limbaugh. And I bought an RE20 because he had the golden mic, the golden EIB mic.
The EIB microphone.
But it's an RE20. These are RE320s.
Yeah.
But I bought the mic. I did the stuff because I wanted to be like Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah.
And then I got in radio. I'm like, I don't want to be like Rush Limbaugh. And don't get me wrong. Rush is a very smart guy. He's very good at bringing you information that you can understand. And he breaks down complex ideas into simple thoughts.
Yes.
That's what I loved about Rush, and that's what I want to do. Why did you were listening to radio, you heard the same blah, 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 you started a podcast, why?
Well, I have I have my own train of thought. I have I think a different way than most people that I believe anyway.
Right.
A lot of the people that I'm around, I think differently than.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I thought I had a voice that would be listenable. I mean, I don't.
Well, you don't sound. I will tell you, and you hit on something that is very relevant. I think that Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro are brilliant minds. I hate their voices. Shapiro talks way too fast.
That's his thing, though.
I know, and Levin is too. He sounds like he's always angry. So I listen to Levin and I'm angry. I'm like,
but he's not even trying to be angry. He's just angry.
I know.
He's got angry voice. It's like RBF. You know what RBF is?
Yeah.
He's got RBF, but it's with his voice.
So I understand what you're saying by having a voice, by wanting to get it out there. And we lacked, in my opinion, conservative talk radio lacked common people.
Right.
Normal
folks.
Yes, like you and I.
You know,
I mean,
pedestrian.
I'm right.
I'm pedestrian.
Me too.
I am dead on pedestrian. These guys out here, I'm just as much of a fanboy of everything that's going on.
And it's funny because I'll tell you a funny story. You're exactly right about that. When we were at SHOT Show this year, and I'm this guy that I don't like to bother other people.
Right.
If famous, like I ran into Lou Ferrigno at SHOT Show, and I'm enamored. I mean, he's the Hulk.
Like,
so I walked up to him. I'm like, "Oh my God, you're Lou Ferrigno." And I shook his hand. He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Dude, I loved you in King of Queens." He's like, "Gosh," he's like, "I thought you were going to say the Hulk." I'm like, "Well, that too."
But
I'm this great big fanboy. I'm all flustered, and I'm like, I try not. So I always forget to take a picture. You would be amazed. I meet all these. I met last year. I met Jesse James, great guy.
Yeah,
had a great conversation. I've met people from all over that are big names, and I never get my picture with them because I look at them as I don't want to bother them. I want to shake their hand and say, I'm a huge fan,
and just be
and then go.
Thank you.
Right, and then go because I feel like they're so much more important than me. So we were doing the show at SHOT Show this year, and Ron and I are sitting there, and through the aisle walks Jace Robertson.
Yeah.
Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan. And I'm sitting there doing the show. I'm right in the middle of a monologue, and he walks by, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
Can't say anything to the guy.
No, I did. Right during the show, I'm like, Jace. He came over and took a picture with us. I actually got a picture with Jace Robinson.
Just because you yelled out his name.
I know. He's a great guy, too. And tall. About 6'4". Very thin, but very tall. Yes. But, I'm like you. I'm as big of a fanboy is people are, people are telling me out here, it's so funny. They're like, oh, you've got a bunch of fangirls. I'm like, really? I have fangirls?
Really? There's people that actually like what I do?
I know. It's weird, isn't it? Because you look at yourself like I look at myself. I'm a normal guy.
Yeah.
I get up, I go to work. You have a job.
Yes, I do.
I have a job.
I've got a 9 to 5.
Yeah. You've got kids. I've got kids. We're married. I mean, we do life. We do life every day. We're trying to please our wives. We're trying to make money. We're trying to take care of our kids.
She's here, by the way.
Your wife's here. Fantastic.
Yes.
I love that. But, we're just trying to do ordinary life. We just get behind microphones every day and tell you our opinions based on our life experiences.
Yes.
And that, to me, is fantastic radio.
And that's the thing. And so what really happened was Dylan had a show. He had a show with another guy. And they were doing the long distance thing, kind of what Dylan and I are doing right now, where he's in a different room and I'm in a different room. We're staring at each other lovingly in the eyes, and and we're talking back and forth. But the problem with that was his co-host was a good guy.
Yeah.
But he just wanted to sit around and get drunk all day.
Nah.
Good guy. He had a good thought process, but he just wanted to sit around and get drunk all day on the radio.
Well, radio's tough. You know it as well as I do. You do radio because you have a passion.
Yes.
I do radio because I have a passion.
That's definitely not for the money.
Well, no, we don't do it for, and that's the thing. I mean, we all want to make money. Don't get us wrong. I mean, we want to grow this platform so big that we can all call this home, that we can provide for our families and do what we love to do.
Yes.
But we do radio because we love the country. I mean, that's why I do radio. I 5 years ago, I looked at my wife and I said, I have something to say. I just don't see it out there on the market today, and I'm going to try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I like to talk. I like to hear myself talk. But, in the end, I love this country.
Right.
And that's why I do radio. It isn't for the money. I mean, we have put in you're now, it's the first time you've been here, right?
Yes.
So we have a lot of money wrapped up in this
you've
thing.
got a ton of stuff wrapped up in here.
There's, everything, because...
And the way that Brad did this design, that's amazing. I can see what he actually did now.
Yes.
Now that I'm actually here, I can see what he did.
And
that's great.
There used to be even more depth because there was things off of here, and Chef Patrick broke it. So we had to take it down. Because you see the little holes? You see the holes there?
Yeah, I see the holes.
It used to have pop out, and then Chef Patrick broke it. Chef Patrick's why we can't have nice stuff.
Oh, well.
And we have a nice board of what our listeners send.
I see.
Great story, by the way.
Okay.
We've got about... Oh, we got Drake. I said
by the way,
BTW. So Pickled Squirrel walked up to me this morning, and you see that Indiana State Police patch?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She walked up to me this morning. She says, Matlock, I ran into this state police officer, and we were talking about honoring our heroes. The guy was telling him about the honoring our heroes segment that I do.
Great.
And he listens all the time. And he says, give that to him.
Nice.
It's the stories. And today I did something really different today that I've never done before. I actually honored a college student at the UNC and UNCC. Yeah.
UNC Charlotte, yeah.
I mean, the guy tackled a shooter, lost his life.
And that was the bravest thing that he could have done.
Ever.
Amazing.
And lost his life.
Yeah, he lost his life.
We honored him today, but, it's amazing to watch the love and to watch the responses from our listeners who send us all kinds of stuff. I mean, Rough Roads sent the cross with that's a bearing in it. We've got hats. We've got cards. We've got Korean money. We've got...
Why not?
Why not? I mean, that's what Mojo is. Hey, guys, we're done with this segment. It's crazy that we're at the bottom of the hour. Got Steven.
This is kind of what happens when I'm here.
From Defenders. So he's now here. And we're talking, and I don't know what we're going to talk about next segment, but you're going to want to stick around and grab a beer, because it's beer for brunch one day early. Don't go anywhere. The Cartel will be right back.
Yes.
Poop maps, co-working spaces that double as parking spots, needles everywhere, and evil rich people. Such is the life in the city of San Francisco today. Yes, that bashing of liberal ideology is also a bashing of the uber rich, the dirt poor, and few and far in between. Estimates from a recent LA Times report points out that over 4,000 homeless people sleep on the streets of the city every night. Further estimates say that over 28,000 homeless people occupy the Bay Area as a whole. On the other end of the spectrum, the average two-bedroom home costs $1.3 million, and a family of four that pulls in $117,400 a year considered low income. So naturally, you have to combine woke activism with stretching every last dollar. Enter WePark, which is, as you might guess, turning on-street parking spaces into co-working spaces. But don't be fooled, it's not really ingenuity at work. It's more activism than viable employment trend. Don't take my word for it, though. Take the word of Matt Bresnia, one of the activists involved in WePark, who said this in an interview with Fast Company earlier this week. Quote, "The climate deadline is in the next 10 years, but we continue to allow unfettered access to our city streets and spaces by Chevy Suburbans. Their vision, a world in which Wi-Fi-enabled shipping containers, not pesky vehicles, occupy city streets. It's all in the name of inclusivity and sustainable cities, after all, according to Fast Company. Yes, because nothing says beautifying a city and keeping it sustainable like parking shipping containers on city streets. Either that or the exact opposite is true. Here's a novel idea. Go to a damn coffee shop, buy a coffee, and park your ass on a chair for 8 hours like normal people. Apparently that's too much to ask for this woke bunch. I'm Andrew Coppins, and this has been By the Numbers. You can follow me on all the socials at The Coppins Show.
By the Numbers with Andrew Coppins is powered by TarRiverArms.com. They've revolutionized online firearm sales with high-resolution pictures, 3D imaging, and the best prices. How much will you save? Find out at TarRiverArms.com. That's TarRiverArms.com.
You're listening to the Conservative Cartel with Matt Locke.
All right, welcome back. The Conservative Cartel, live from the Mojo 50 Freedom Dojo. The Mojo River is overflowing. We have gotten rain out the wazoo. It is going to rain every day at Mojo Con 2019.
It is beautiful, though.
It is a beautiful river. I mean, the salmon are running, the bears out there swiping it out. I mean, you can sit down by the Mojo River and see nature at its finest. And you can just past the Mojo River, you can see downtown Fort Worth. All the it's beautiful. The sun goes down. You have yourself a nice cocktail.
Or three.
It's beautiful. I got Stephen Airy from Defenders Live sitting in number 2 seat. Twitter has not been kind to the man.
That's okay. I'm used to this. This abuse I'm used to.
It's funny because you showed me. What was it?
It's Mojo Jedi. Does Stephen Airy's mom know he's not in school? Yes, she does. She knows exactly where I am. Actually, that's the funny thing.
Stephen Airy's mom know he's not in school?
Yeah, she knows exactly where I am.
Well, Mojo 50 HR department says it must be bring your son to work day for the cartel.
I would have to say it looks close. Yeah.
And Saddle Effing Tramp says Mojo 50 is the only place where the hosts are as big fans of the listeners are of the show host. You're not wrong there.
Virginia Jackal says, talk about being confused. Just woke up and to at Stephen Airy and thought I overslept.
Oh yeah, it's the wrong time because it's 2:30 in the afternoon.
And look, we're doing a replay tonight. Okay.
Yeah, that sucks.
We're doing a replay.
He had to travel.
Sucks.
He got on an airplane.
Right. I'm on an airplane. I don't have my equipment, and I can't loan out the equipment here.
Your wife said you have your equipment with you.
Oh, that's true. I do have that equipment.
Oh, okay, good. We're good on that
I have
point.
all that.
Okay.
I'm talking about microphones and everything else. I don't have the full camera set up or anything like that because I couldn't take that on the plane with me.
No, they frown upon that.
They really do. Even Southwest.
They frown upon. Did you fly Southwest? I like Southwest. It's not bad. Their planes are nice. 737s.
Super quick.
As long as it's not the Max 8 that crashes, you're good.
Yeah, they even had a little note in their website saying the 737 Max 8.
Yep.
We are no longer using them.
Yeah.
So
I could see that. So Mojo Jedi says the Mojo River should be designated as a national park.
No. State park? Okay. National park? No.
State's better. Locals always better. But
City park.
The Mojo River is overflowing. So we had some huge storms come through last night, and I have 3 boxers at the house, and our one rescue boxer is awful with storms.
Oh yeah.
Pants, wines, paces.
I understand.
Awful.
I understand.
So we had some storms come through last night, and about 2 in the morning. Do you ever get those alerts where your phone goes off?
Yeah.
2:05 this morning. My phone never makes a beep because seriously, you would not, Steven. You would not know how many. I could open all of this up and show you all of these damn notifications. I mean,
yeah, you got tons of them.
73 more notifications, 59 more, 55 more.
I'm the same way. I got my phone on silent always.
Yes, it never beeps because I get so many notifications.
Oh, by the way, Dylan says hi.
Hi, Dylan. But I turn my phone off at night. I silence it, but I use my phone as my alarm clock. And if you know with an iPhone, you can silence your phone and it will still be an alarm clock and be loud.
I know exactly that.
Exactly, because I do that every night. Last night at 2:05, my wife's phone and my phone go off together.
National Weather Service announcement.
Yes, just as the dog finally went to sleep. I did not get a lot of sleep last night. I mean, louder than hell. And they override that. Remember when Trump used that system and they all went, oh my God, Trump's overridden the telephone.
I do remember that when he sent out like a message or something.
Mass message.
Yeah.
Well, the National Weather Service can blow me because I got no sleep last night.
I love how they do their messages and it sounds all craggly like it's from the AM radio back and again. It's just,
yeah. Yes.
This is a service announcement from. It's like, dude, come on.
I love it. So
are you still using a landline?
Yeah, no kidding. Or dial up on AOL. Come on. My vocal cords have gotten into the deal here. Wish at Stephen Airy would let his vocal cords give me lessons. Man, you've got a fan of Matlock's vocal cords.
There you go.
There it is.
It makes it work.
Do you have a Twitter account after any body part yet?
No.
It's coming.
I know.
Don't you worry.
I don't.
The Mojo River has a Twitter account.
Dylan has his beard.
Yeah. Dylan's got the beard. Brandon's got skinny jeans.
Yes, and he also has a beard.
Oh, and he has a beard. That's right.
He has two.
Then Brad has his flannel shirt. has a Twitter account.
Yeah, the flannel shirt. Yeah, Brad's flannel shirt.
But you don't have a Twitter account of any body part or any.
Nope, not yet.
You've skimmed below the surface.
Today will probably be the day.
Oh, it's coming.
You said something, so now today's going to be the day.
There's a reason I said it because there'll be a Twitter
you
account.
wanted to have it happen.
There it is. Have you ever had number one tequila?
I just
had a little nip.
About an hour ago. I had just
little
a
nip.
tiny nip.
It's good.
I would have to say I wouldn't mind sharing a shot of that.
So no, I wouldn't share a shot. I want the whole.
I mean,
bottle.
like 2 separate shots.
Right.
I wouldn't.
So Raider, our resident get us drunk guy,
he brought me scotch.
He's crazy.
He brought me an entire bottle of scotch.
Do you know he's a super secret agent for the government?
He must be.
He is.
He's got so much.
I can't give away his exact job,
Mm-hmm.
but it's super secret. Only I know.
So he's Mission Impossible then.
He is. But he moved from Georgia. He lives here in Fort. Well, actually, I don't know where. Somewhere around Fort Worth. I don't know where. But he keeps bringing us booze. I'm not going to complain.
I think it's on purpose.
So
he's put trackers in all the booze.
What is the liquor store where you live? Where do you get your liquor?
Here's the thing. North Carolina is all controlled.
By the communists?
By the state.
Okay.
So basically the same thing. So everything is government run as far as alcohol is concerned. So it's all ABC packaging stores.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
You have one place.
You have nothing else. There's no private entity that is allowed in North Carolina to sell like whiskey, but hard alcohol. Like grocery stores can do it.
Do you bootleg any of it?
So no.
Grocery stores.
I don't.
Can you go into like let's say an HEB and Albertsons and Kroger's?
Kroger's can do like wine
and beer,
but
no liquor.
Right.
Yeah. So where do you get your liquor from? ABC packaging.
Yeah. ABC packaging store.
It's a package.
Right.
It's an illicit package.
It is an illicit package. No. So I don't make my own.
He's using air quotes for those who are not watching the video.
My father-in-law though
might brew a little.
He
in the basement?
Not even in the basement.
Right out in the open.
He does it right there, and it's only for his own consumption.
Love a guy that lets it hang it right out in the open.
Look, he lets it loose, but he does.
Oh, the pilots made it! The pilots made it!
What?
We just got flown the bird,
Timmy.
We just got flown the bird.
Ah, Timmy!
You did? Did you fly the plane in?
Yes,
I mean, look at him. He's got his
he's got his
aviators on. Turn the mic on, Ron.
Turn the mic.
There we go. He's got his aviators on.
Timmy!
Hey, how y'all doing?
Dude,
what's up, buddy?
I'm gonna say one thing right now. That is an amazing porn stash.
Porn stash.
Oh, pilot stash.
Pilot
stash.
Well, something. Look at that. Well, Ron took the camera out of there, so we can't see you.
Pretty?
Look,
you look sexy.
I need to borrow your aviators for just a minute.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, Tom Cruise in
I need
here
to borrow
needs
your
the
aviators for the look.
the party has started. Timmy has made it. But so liquor.
Yeah.
Down here in Texas, it's weird too because in Indiana, I would always buy all of my liquor from Costco.
Right.
Because I could go into the Costco, and Costco, what they did, which I thought was fantastic, they white labeled their alcohol. But listen, you could buy, so I like Canadian Club.
Okay.
I'll drink it with 7 Up.
Okay.
It's a good, refreshing summer drink. I could go into Costco and buy Costco's blended whiskey for $13 for a half gallon.
And it's basically the same thing?
It's Canadian Club. To buy a fifth of Canadian Club's $20. I could buy a half gallon for $13. Same, because what these liquor companies do, they white label to Costco. So their vodka is
so it's basically Walmart.
It is. It's Costco is Walmart. It's just the bulk.
Yeah.
But here in Texas, you can't do that. You have to go to a liquor store to get your hard alcohol.
Yeah, I gotcha.
You can get your beer and wine in any grocery store any day of the week, Monday through Sunday. But on Sundays, you can't buy liquor here in Texas. You can't buy it at all.
That's the point. So Sunday is a dry day.
Dry day, yep.
There's a dry day in North Carolina. So you can't do that. But it's the same deal. So ABC Packaging Store, that's the only place you can buy anything harder than a beer or wine. That's it.
Harder.
That's it. So ciders as well. You can get ciders and stuff at grocery stores. And
cider is not liquor. It's not alcohol. It sucks.
Sorry for D and cider.
There you go. Hard cider with a D or D and whatever.
Cider.
Yeah, there were.
It's on MeWe.
I know. But here's where I was going with all this. So down here in Texas, they have this chain of liquor stores called Specs.
Okay.
SPEC, apostrophe S, Specs. It is the Walmart of liquor stores.
Okay.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, crazy huge.
Is it huge or is it huge?
Huge. It's
Huge.
Donald Trump huge.
It's huge.
So I had Alex Raimondo on the show, who is co-owner of Number One Tequila. Him and Ron White.
Number
White,
one.
Number One. But Alex Raimondo and Ron White are the co-owners of Number One Tequila.
Cool.
So I had him on the show.
I remember when you had him, yeah.
Yep. He brought in a bottle. I fell in love because that Blanco, no, what is it? Negro. It's black.
It's black. Negro.
Negro, I think. That is aged in a whiskey barrel. So you get that nice bourbon front end, but you don't get the hard rye finish.
Okay.
So
you know what Tabasco's made in, right?
No.
Jack Daniel's barrels.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
They
I love
have,
Tabasco.
They have a deal with
There's a
Jack
reason.
Daniels.
I knew I loved Tabasco.
Yeah, they have a deal with Jack Daniels. So all the Jack Daniels barrels that they use after they're done, you can only use them once.
Yes.
To make the alcohol.
That's right.
And so they take the barrels, and Tabasco said, we want them. We want all of them.
Nice. So they take this and they age it in a whiskey barrel. So it is bourbon without the rye finish. So there's no hot finish. It's as smooth gets. Now, Specs sells that.
Although I do
version.
like a hot finish.
I like a hot finish too, by the way. Drink. But that is tequila, which Alex Raimondo, the owner, tells me that tequila doesn't give you hangovers because of agave.
Yeah, it's a natural sugar. Okay.
That's what I've heard. So I've not had a hangover with it yet. But here's the kicker. So I got the first bottle from Alex because he was the owner.
Yeah.
Got the second bottle from Raider, which we drank, and then the third bottle from Raider. So I went to buy a fourth bottle for me. Okay?
Okay.
$75.
It's a bit much.
Yeah, I couldn't pull the trigger.
But it's well worth it.
I couldn't do it. I can't. Here's the problem. I would be spending $300 a month on Number One Tequila.
Seriously?
I'd buy one a week.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I sit
You'd
on the
be
back.
able to finish one in a week, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I sit on the back porch smoking a cigar.
Having a couple of those?
Oh, not a couple. I mean,
a couple
the rookies start at 2. I start at half the bottle.
So.
And I drink it like beer, unfortunately.
Look.
Listen. I don't even say look anymore. That's
I know.
like, it's like lost its. I've went on.
It's the whole thing, but we still do it.
I'm trying to trash, by the way, drink. I got to figure out what the phrase is tomorrow because these people don't have a clue what's coming.
Oh, you have to have a phrase.
Oh, I know, and it's going to happen tomorrow because beer for brunch will be epic. So,
and you know that the Morning Mojo is going to be plastered, right?
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to have 65 to 70 Jack and Jill holes in this place. It's going to be ugly. By the way, ladies, we're running low on the brew. Hey, sandwich makers.
Actually, that is really surprising because I am not a beer drinker.
Liar.
I am not, and I'm about through my second here.
No men. We want women to deliver beers.
No fedoras.
Oh, God.
Stop it. Put it down.
God, I just saw something I can never unsee. I'm blind.
It could be worse.
So, Steven.
Yes.
You pre-recorded. We know this. What are you talking about tonight?
Well, no. It's our Wednesday show. We're replaying.
Oh, you're replaying.
We're
okay.
replaying. So
okay, so it's replay. Okay,
it's a replay of our Wednesday show, which, by the way, everybody loved.
By the way, drink.
Because we were allowed to we allowed ourselves to just do whatever the hell we were going to talk about.
Isn't that every show?
No.
See, that's better.
That's the
much better
proper way to do this.
Thank you, Peachy.
Thanks, Peach.
We certainly appreciate the fact that you brought us beers.
It's actually colder than it was before. Look at you.
Oh, jeez.
Look at you.
We need more ladies around this studio, I'll tell you that.
There we go. But no, so Wednesday it wasn't just the stuff that we want to talk about. It was more the stuff that we've been holding.
You know, isn't that funny? Because I know exactly what you're saying. I have I bring in a stack. That thing's probably half-inch thick. of stories that I can cover, depending on where my show goes.
Right.
Right. And it's all a flow, and you get that. So there comes a day where I actually call it a smorgasbord, or I call it a, I didn't get to everything show.
It's kind of like where you do a Friday show, and it's just whatever.
It's leftovers.
All the Friday leftovers in the morning or the Daily Mojo.
Yep.
But we did it on Wednesday because, one, we
you knew this was coming.
Well, we knew this was coming, and two, we also forgot to schedule anybody for interviews.
So do you normally schedule someone
for a Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of our interview day.
Is that what you do?
Yeah,
because I was on the show on a Wednesday, I believe.
Yep.
And I know you had Chef Patrick on a Wednesday.
We were doing everybody on Wednesday shows because it's just one of those things where it makes it so much easier.
They do people on Wednesdays. I want that show.
We do everybody on Wednesday.
That's what I've heard.
Everybody on Wednesday. So that's just kind of how it works. It works better for us that way.
Right. Makes sense.
And so, yeah, we didn't have anybody because we forgot to think about it. I left it to Dylan. Dylan left it to me, and neither of us talked about it. And it was just.
So let me ask you a question. So do you guys? I'm gonna get behind the
scenes.
Scenes. Well, because I did when the cartel first started. Gavin and I did the show. Fantastic show. Love Gavin. I mean, things just didn't work out, and it happened.
That's
I mean,
okay.
you and Dylan had the thing in your back and all that stuff. But we would always every day talk. 30, 40 minutes. Hey, I've got this story. I've got that story. Because when you're not doing the show by yourself and it's a combined effort, it's a lot harder than people think.
Well, yeah. So here's the thing. With us, how we do it is it's all day.
Oh, just back and forth text.
It's not
tweet.
it's texting back and forth.
Yep.
Look at this.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Yep.
What did you just see? We're talking about this for sure. And things like that. And it's just one of those situations where I'll send him a text of something that I know is going to get his goat. I know it's going to get him riled up. And that's actually been the entire week this week. Where I'll send him something and I know.
Well, he's kind of the fiery part of your group.
He's our Matlock.
Yes, the loud, obnoxious guy. You're the voice of reason. He's the loud, obnoxious guy.
Well, I'm not just the voice of reason. I'm also the snark. Like I'm the straight guy.
Snarky would be a great word for you.
I'm the straight guy in the duo. And so
who's the pitcher and who's the catcher? Ha ha. Oh,
me. I'm the pitcher.
And both.
That's how this works.
Yeah, I get it. There it is.
We've already established that. If you know Jonathan Dunn, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The Ireland?
Irish.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Oh my.
Oh no, you got some stogies.
God, I love that. He might be.
Raider just walked in and just.
Oh well, thank you.
Raider just walked in and gave cigars.
That is amazing.
Ron got a pack too. Hey, look, Ron got a pack too.
Excuse me, I got a boner. I got to go for a minute and take care of something. Can you take it for a second?
I think we got this.
Thank you.
That is amazing, dude.
That is amazing. God dang, I'll tell you, he's super secret and he treats us way better than he should.
So he vanished.
Dylan.
No.
Raider.
Okay. Raider vanished like about an hour and a half ago. And I was going to ask him a couple questions, and he just vanished. Like, where's Raider? Oh, he's been gone for 30 minutes. Where the hell did he go?
Well, he lives here, so
I know, he
knows the lay of the land.
He knows where Texas.
So Texas. So he comes in here pretty much every other Friday, and will sit in with me. And great guy, and we do beer for brunch and whatnot. But he used to drive a Vibe, a Pontiac Vibe, and his Twitter handle is Raider.
Vibrator.
Vibrator.
I got it, and that makes perfect sense.
Vibrator.
Yes, he was the vibrator.
Yeah. Crazy.
Sorry, Mojo Jedi. So Stephen Airy is the smart, snarky, straight white guy.
Yes. He is Tom Cruise.
I am that guy.
He is that guy.
But so Dylan is. He actually is a lot smarter than he sounds.
Oh, I love Dylan.
He's amazing.
I got to talk to Dylan and Watson at CPAC year before, not this year.
Right.
And Dylan,
where you got in trouble.
Yes. Well, I think you probably know the story.
Yes,
we were
yes,
eating with them. We came back to the hotel, and someone from the hotel across the street had flashed a message up on the Gaylord about condoms and all kinds of stuff, and guns kill babies more than abortions and all that stuff. But I know that Watson got into a debate with a guy on the corner that was pro-abortion, and it got spread all over the place. Watson is an amazing guy too.
He is incredibly
He's
smart.
on in the mornings now.
Yes, he
he's
is.
doing a show
So
at
I heard you guys
7 a.m.
Yeah, I heard you guys segregated all the black guys to the morning.
Well, I heard the early risers, I guess. They like to get in the fields early. I don't know. He is occasionally impaired, I've heard. And he's from Indianapolis. He's from my neck of the woods.
Yes, he is.
So he's a Hoosier.
Yes.
You got to like the guy. Very smart.
He is incredibly
Very
smart.
And you guys are, the show is incredibly good. You guys do a lot of great work. And I know I try to get around to all the show hosts as much as I can.
Matt gets around.
Well, it just, you guys work very hard. You do it out of passion, but you work very hard, and you guys do a great job, and it's an honor to have you on the platform.
Thank you. It's an honor to actually be accepted somewhere.
And I will tell you, you have a lot of listeners. There are a lot of people that are banging on Ron to give you guys 2 hours.
I heard.
Make your case.
I've heard.
See how I set that up for you?
I've heard.
El Jefe, the gatekeeper, everything going on in there is the guy. I don't do that any of the programming, but I'll agree with all your fans.
Yeah.
An hour isn't enough.
I mean, I'm happy to hear that.
Well,
so here's the thing.
Guys are great talents.
With what we do and how we do it, an hour literally feels like 10 minutes to us.
Oh, I know.
And I think that's the real issue because I know for us, between Dylan and myself, that is what it feels like.
Right.
We're going through and I'm like, oh crap, I need to do it. I need to do another live read. I need to do another live read. I need to run this through. How am I going to get this live read
You got
through?
4 of them. You got to get in.
I got 4 of them. I got to get in all 4.
Yep.
And I know you got 3 hours, so you got your whole deal to go through.
I got a whole list of them. You saw them. I got papers, and I got to get through them all.
And we got the list, and we got the ones that everything goes through. But with that setup, 15 minutes
is nothing.
Goes by so quick.
Well, and that's the whole thing because we've got the new clock, which gives you 2 segments, but we're doing almost radio as it is. You've got 12 to 13, 14 minutes to do a segment, and then boom. You're trying to get in as much information as you can. And I remember starting my podcast. It was 30 minutes every day.
Oh, we did a daily.
Yeah,
we didn't do daily. We did 2 days a week, and we did an hour.
Yeah,
and that was.
And you thought it was a lot.
That was so much to us to begin with. Oh my God.
And I remember the days. I remember the Matlock Show days where I was doing 30 minutes a day, Monday through Friday. No ads, just talking 30 minutes, ranting, getting on, getting off.
And it felt like forever.
And then I met Ron, and he says, hey, you should go to 54 minutes. I'm like, how in the hell am I going to fill 54 minutes? Seriously, I mean, you have those.
Have you heard me talk before?
I mean, you have those conversations with yourself where you're brand new. You don't know anything about radio. You're just on there because you have something to say. And if you go back, I should re-release some of these Matlock shows.
No, don't do it.
So once a year, I go back and listen to that first podcast. And Steven, I wonder why anybody ever continued to listen.
Oh, you should. Okay, first off, so there is a section of Stitcher, or not Stitcher, but SoundCloud.
Right.
SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker. That's the one.
That one.
There is a section on Spreaker. It's DOA Show Archive.
Really?
It's everything before we were on Mojo.
Really?
Every show that was played.
So it's the full Monty.
It is the full Monty. We bear it all. And it is all the if you want to hear how horribly we were or how horrible it was even before I got there, after I got there, and in between,
there it is.
Go check it out.
Well, the amazing thing about everything we're saying, we're the biggest critics of ourselves.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I always want to do a better show. I always want to give you the information. I'm always looking, like you said, that you call it Fridays. You're always trying to interact with the listeners. You're always trying to make them part of the show. You're always trying to come up with new things. You're always trying to be different because everybody else does the same thing.
Yes.
So it's always a constant struggle of, okay, what should I be doing? What can I do?
Yes.
And how do I do it?
Right. So I wanna pause there for a second because Sarah missing Doc on Mojo.
Okay.
Tweeted us just now. She said,
"Oh boy,
you mentioned Jonathan Dunn, and then Raider walked in. What the hell?"
that's true.
Thank you. Thank you for getting me back on track.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. But no, I mean, the Mojo, you see what's here. We're glad you're here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the whole lineup of Mojo, I would put up against anybody going today.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we have great voices starting, with Jermaine Bozzio, with Watson, Prunier in the morning battle for freedom. I mean, you got the morning or the daily Mojo with Brad and Brandon now. Uncommon Sense with Bill and Jen. Jen's going to be here. What a fantastic little hour show.
Awesome.
Rocky Stucci, love the dude.
So Jen is going to be here.
Yeah, she's coming. She's on a plane and will be here sometime today.
Is she on MeWe? She's Percolator? She's Percolator, right?
I think.
She's
yes.
Percolator on MeWe.
Here comes, it's time for the percolator.
I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay.
It's
Here
time.
comes the percolator.
Yeah.
No, but real quick. So Jonathan Dunn, the reason why I mentioned him was because he was the one, we had a 3-hour interview with him.
Yeah,
on a 1-hour show, we had a 3-hour interview with him.
That's a lot.
Because he was staying at Dylan's house.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't matter.
That makes sense.
We didn't care.
Yeah.
So we had a 3-hour interview with him, and we completely forgot all commercial breaks. The first hour was good. The last 2 hours were just.
Were you drinking?
No.
Jeez.
It was just dead straight, great conversation
Yeah.
pieces. That's in the archive, guys. But
in the archive, he says, head over to Spreaker.com.
But here's the deal. With Dylan, he said, "Okay, well, I know the relationship between you guys. I know who's the catcher and who's the pitcher. It's pretty obvious. Dylan's the catcher."
That's why he wears yoga pants, my friends. That's why he's in the yoga pants. Hey, we're out of time.
That's at Freedom.
That's what's crazy. We got 1 minute. So it's a replay Defenders tonight. We got a replay of Sam coming up next. Jeremy is live. Turn into Jeremy Hansen Unleashed at 5 p.m. Rants of Izzo at 7 p.m. The replay of yesterday of Defenders at 9. I'm sure Rocky's live tonight at midnight. So make sure you get out there. It's Mojo Con.
No.
We're getting started.
We are. We're already started.
We've got cigars now. We've got booze. I'm pretty sure the Blowing the Hookers is coming next.
I will stay away from that.
Well, if I knew there was a reason I didn't like him. But
my wife's here.
Oh, okay. So Steven's wife's here. He's got to play good. Steven, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sitting in the number 2 chair. I had a great time. You guys do a great show. Thank you so much for being on Mojo 50. I enjoy Defenders. I know a lot of people do. It's a fantastic show. Check them out. Defenders, where are you at on Twitter? And tell them all.
At DOA Show with everything. Everything is at DOAE Show.
Oh, yeah, DOAE
Show. It used to be Defenders of American Exceptionalism, so a DOAE Show.
Well, now it's Defenders Live.
That's right.
And that's it. The music's playing. Go drink a beer tomorrow. Beer for brunch Friday. Jack Coles, Mojo Con 2019. For Ron Phillips, I'm Matt Locke. The cartel is out.
This is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk. Mojo 50.